Let's go. We're already late anyway, so we might as well just end it, Already late. It's dark. It's darker in here. The rain. The rain. Good morning. Hello, hello. I was moving so slow this morning. So slow. And then the Wi-Fi was slow. And then everything was slow. It is your fault. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for sunshine. There was no sunshine virus. There was darkness. Darkness. And then Spy was red. Virus was happy. Anyways, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today almost felt like a Discord day, But then I didn't want to deal with Dan's roasting in Discord, so good morning. We only have 5 minutes before the market opens. So we'll get right to it. The S&P is gapping down, if you can even call that a gap down, but it is a gap down, right? So um, I don't know if we'll go from red to green, but we're selling off. I think what I was looking at coming into today would be so the high from Friday versus the low from Friday, right? So if we break below 660 for SPY, I think we might have something coming in the form of a sell-off. If we break above that 66455, 460, 455, then the rally continues. So I think that's how I'm gonna look at it going forward, like the previous week range, right? Or the previous day range. If we break below that low, okay, cool, blood, right? So I mean, we're already seeing some blood now, but if we break below 660, oof, we might have hit the let's get that October low and then we can move on for the Santa rally, because the rally is going to continue. But the question is, do we get a sell off? So the only way we get a confirmation for a sell off, a SPY, like confirmation, like okay, this is it, we're ready to sell off, would be breaking below 660, right? If we break below that level, then I think we might be ready for some violence. But if we break above that 644, 55, then forget about it. Forget about it. In terms of momentum stocks going into the open, BOXL has been a top gainer already. So even with this sell off, it's still up almost 300%. Yeah. So you don't like the rest of us? Got it. Good morning, everybody. I said good morning, everybody, Dan. I said good morning. It was just, good morning. Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Virus. Good morning, Patrick. Donovan, good morning. Prince, good morning. Lisa, good morning. Mike, good morning. Dee, good morning. Emma, good morning. Dustin, cooking the bots, the scammers. Tony, good morning. Maria, good morning. Backyard Boogie, good morning. Salat, good morning. Brian, good morning. T, good morning. CM, good morning. Ozzy, good morning. Pyro, good morning. Luna, good morning. Trent, good morning. Daryl, good morning. Jimbo, good morning. Justin, Coma, good morning. Good morning, Lizzie. Good morning, JAK. Ayo, good morning. Marty, good morning. Rock, good morning. Good morning, Tony. Winterfell, good morning. Chris, good morning. Good morning, good morning, morning. See? Floyd, good morning. Cueto, good morning. Raven, good morning. See, I said good morning to almost everybody. So now we can say you don't like the rest of us, because AJ, can I call you AJ? AG? I like the Heikin Nashi candle when you're looking at momentum stocks, because they're built for momentum, right? Unlike regular candles. Patricia, good morning. Golf, good morning. Gerald, good morning. Flash, good morning. UC, good morning. Jose, good morning. BB, good morning. Mute my Discord because we're Chance, good morning. Angel, good morning. Anyways, good morning, everybody. So yeah, BOXL we're going to be looking at going into the open. QLGN was another one that did really well, but then now we're below the 200 EMA. We are sitting at the demand zone though, so if you're watching QLGN, just watch that $8 level, because that's the level we've been bouncing at for quite some time now, right? So keep an eye on that level. AGRI looked interesting too, right? Nice little crawl from the bottom. It's also up 200%, right? The crazy part is we have all these names that are up 200% and above, but they're all like dipping into the open, which is interesting, right? So because you can tell how like chaotic pre-market was, right? You look at these massive runs in pre-market, right? 1 second, guys. 1 second, 1 second. It's raining, but the market's about to open. I really want to see the rain, but the market's open. But anyways, so I guess we'll stay here. ARBE with a bit of a dip now going into the open, and yeah, you ready for the open? Question for you guys in the chat: what's your favorite name as the market's about to open? What's your favorite stonk for now? What's your favorite stonk? I think BOXL, just because we're sitting in that demand zone, right? Let's see if AGRI can stay above the 200 EMA for now. QLGN is sitting at that $8 support, so that's a good thing. So we'll see. Cool. So we have a few options. ARBE. Okay. ARBE, Ahmed. Okay. Yeah. So ARBE. I don't know. So we'll see what this thing does. I needed to consolidate. The only reason why like it's not at the top for me is because the float is 75 million, right? So I'm not gonna count it out, but this definitely isn't, at the top of the list for me because of that 75 million share float, right? So when the stock has a big float, like it can move nicely in pre-market, but once the market opens, it can be a problem. So, but if the volume comes in, the ARBE can still do well. So for now, I still like the other three we mentioned, or especially BOXL. If we can stay above this level, QLGN is playing with that $8 support and holding for now, so that's a good thing. And then AGRI, of course, playing with the 200 EMAs. So for me, for now, these three are the favorites until one of them actually breaks above resistance. Then we're like, okay, right? ARBE is just going down, 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 down. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fish. Anyways, so yeah, that thing is getting slapped. So watch the 200 EMA there. Like I said, this isn't a priority for me because of that float, but at the same time, just if it can consolidate and the volume comes in, it can do well. So here goes BOXL holding for now. So that is good. That is good. We're approaching that the downtrend there, so just be mindful as well. So $7 is gonna be our resistance here for this one. Yeah, here we go, guys. $7 is oof, 726. Dang, Daniel. The only downside to this though is this is a typical candle we get at the open for a nice name, right? So volatility. So again, just be careful, right? This is to be expected, especially with a name like this that's up to 350%. And it dips like that. There's enough volume there, and the float is like compared to the other one, the float is 2.2 million, right? So this thing is always going to do stuff like this. Um, Out at 613, let's go, Raven. That was a pretty sweet scalp, right? So to me, names like these ones are always at the top of the list to watch at the open compared to like an ARBB, right? ARBB, not even close, right? That thing is that, like, look at that. It's almost lost all of the gains, right? So QLGN is breaking below that support, right? I think again, this thing looked nice holding that bottom there, but again, we're below the 200 EMA, so that's always a big negative, big red flag, right? So now we're kind of the list is down to two now, AGRI versus BOXL, right? So the list is down to two, and we will see which one breaks out. It's really early, so something else could show up, but we will see. Alrighty, we shall see. So a little bit of resistance at 730 for BOXL, and look at that. BOXL is selling off all the way back down to retest the $6 range again. Yeah, good scalp, RJ. Good scalp. There goes AGRI, guys. AGRI is like, hey guys, I'm here. It's me, right? So that's looking better. Looking better. Looking better. So you can see the double top for AGRI though, right? So the double top's right there. So we obviously need to break and close above that level. Yeah, have they done it already? Back off. I need to look at Beanie then at some point. Not right now. Let's go, devs. Come on, give me a high five. Well done. Give me a high five. Yeah. Quick $300 scalp on BOXL. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Alrighty. Keep cooking, please. We need more cookings. QLGN is still no consolidation yet, and then we're trying to break out here for AGRI, right? So again, do you guys kind of see how we eliminate some of these names at the open, guys? Right. So the difference between BOXL and AGRI is because these things are below the two above the 200. The float is a bit nice on these two, right? 1.3 million on AGRI and 2 million on BOXL, right? So we expect a bit more chaos from those. And when we're looking at momentum stocks, we kind of want chaos, right? Whereas we start to look at a name like this, right, and it's like, dang, that float is 75 million, right? You have to have some pretty good news to move a stock that's 75 million shares, heavy. You have to have some pretty big volume. Otherwise, it's going to be a drag, right? Anything is easy to move at the open in pre-market. Anything you can have a billion share float, easy to move. Once the market opens, though, that resistance gets thick. So we're holding $6 for now for BOXL, so that's not horrible. See if we can stay above that. And then Agri, obviously, we're hitting a double top. So something still needs to break out. First time I've hit my daily target in one trade. Let's go, courageous. Let's go. Beautiful. Congratulations. Yeah, pre-market, definitely possible. BOXL retesting the top of the range again. So we're going back and forth here, right? $6 back to $7. So we really need to get some breakouts. It's interesting if you look at pre-market, guys, and you put a line like right there, you can see why we're feeling at this spot, right? You can see it right there, like 720. Agri is about to break above 720 though. Here we go. Tony, I was about to say, Tony, are you proud of yourself? You should be. Courageous, you too, you should be very proud. Okay. So our two favorite names for now, guys, BOXL and Agri for sure, right? But BOXL is looking better. It just needs to break out, obviously. Obviously. Eyes here. My eyes are here, Dan. Eyes here. So that looks good. Anybody else scalp a BOXL? At the very least, like if you're comfortable with the open stuff like this, right? When we dip to those demand zones, those are nice little potential gamble opportunities, right? So again, like you see a level like this that we've been holding, right? And if it's one of the main names, right? Yeah, ADAP and YAS, Raven, I need to pull those two up as well. I need to pull them up. QLGN is trying to consolidate and curl. Um, I almost never want to write anything off at the open, especially for a name like this that's dipped so much and it's up 170%. Like that's quite the gap up, right? So we'll keep an eye on that thing as long as we stay above $7. But for now, though, the main two stocks, AGRI and BOXL, right? They're both kind of playing with resistance here. I think that's the only downside. The only downside is they're both playing with resistance. Tesla. There you go, Floyd. Love it. 618 to 7. See, Floyd cooked that bottom, right? The gap down and the boom skis. So, yeah, if you're comfortable with the open, like, taking the risk off a demand zone on a nasty drop can be very nice, right? Can be very, very nice. So, for now, the names we like are not really changing. So, if you're watching other stocks, throw them in the garbage. In the garbage, okay? Because BOXL should be at the top of your list. At the very top of your list. Here we go. 770. That pre-market high, the pre-market high was six almost 870 there. So, but then we have that supply zone. The supply zone, yeah. Now Courageous needs to invite the other criminals. Yeah. AGRI is still just in the middle of the range. You can see the resistance at the top. You can see the support at the bottom, but it needs to break out. So for now, BOXL is at the very top. Good morning, chef. There goes 790, guys. 790. Type yes in the chat if you're holding BOXL. Type yes in the chat if you're holding BOXL. We just broke above $8. There we go, 820. So that previous high was right there. Yes, 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 yes. Good, good. Just move those stop losses higher, please. Alrighty, stay green. But again, there's nothing else you should be playing too much with, right? So but again, hopefully you guys can kind of tell though, like it's a process of elimination when we come with names into the open, right? Just be careful of the supply zone and the double top here, but we look good. We look good. We look good, guys. But again, it's always a process of elimination, right? When we come into the open, we have to kind of eliminate some of these stocks based on performance, right? So sometimes when you're like, oh, what's the name, right? We don't always know that. We have to come into the open and see, like, okay. So, but for now, BOXL is at the very top of the list, and there's no competition, right? So the only competition is AGRI, but it's slacking, and what? And thrust. Again, we do have a double top here, so you shouldn't be buying a position. You also should be scaling out or moving your stop loss up, right? We look really good, right? If we can break out here, that would be fire, because we can get the halt up. But again, this is not a spot for you to be buying at a double top, please. Alrighty. We need to get the boom skis. We need the boom skis. Here we go. Here we go. Oris is looking good too, Raven. Oris. ORIS. That was the chart that looked nice on the daily. Let's go, Donovan. 300% over the daily goal. My goodness. Talk about cooking. So here goes $8.40, guys, for BOXL. 850. 850 is the high of the day now, right? So market open high, but that pre-market high was closer to 860, 870. But again, this is where you start thinking of like, okay, do I need to trim some off the table? Do I need to move the stop loss up? Blah blah blah. Right? These are the areas. Alrighty. So when I say it's not a good buy, this is for people that are not in positions. Like if you're in a position, this is easy for you, right? But if you're looking for a brand new position, there's a reason why double tops are common. Should I buy now, Raven? I mean, it looks like it wants to break out. Ooh, there it goes. Oh yeah, I spoke too soon. It looks like it wants to break out, right? So that thing is cooking. There goes $9, guys. Right. So again, if you're in a position, pretty easy, right? Again, is there any competition, guys? Any competition at all? Any competition? What did we say? If you're watching other stocks, you better throw them in the garbage. Because I will find you. I will delete your password. Okay? So if you're watching any other stocks, my question is, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Huh? Why? You don't like nice things? Huh? Rubbish. Here we go. So almost pushing for a high of the day is 990 now. So as soon as we broke above that last level there, the thing said, "Thanks, guys. Let me show you what $10 can looks like." So here we go. Again, type yes in the chat if you're still in BOXL. Type yes in the chat if you're. There we go, guys. $10. We just tapped it. $10. Type yes in the chat if you're still in this. This is the right way to start the week, isn't it? Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, 500%, guys. Every Monday, deal. I like this deal. Yeah, Lisa, come on now. At this rate, let's go, Rizzo. Let's go again. Trim on the way up, right? Move your stop losses on the way up. Alrighty, trim on the way up. Move your stop losses on the way up. For making me miss at the open. Bailey, I know, right? Was there anything else? Really? Like there were two names, right? AGRI and this. AGRI is still holding up, right? AGRI is still holding the bottom here. So there's still only two names, guys. Good job, AG. Good job. Right? There's still only two stocks we like. There's AGRI and there's BOXL. If you're watching other stocks, you need to do better. Alrighty. So again, $10 is gonna be a pretty big level. Pretty big level. Alrighty. So now we're dipping. And as we're dipping, maybe AGRI is like, hey guys, hello. Hi. You guys I was the other favorite. Yeah. How about I give you guys something? Look at this. Right? AGRI is like, hey guys, hello. My name is AGRI. I'm from Canada. And yeah. And anyways, so there's your double top though. So the closer we get to 830, the more resistance you're gonna have for AGRI. But yeah, it's trying to, right? And that thing said, don't worry about me, guys. Don't worry about me. I want to cook. Yeah, come on now. Did we pick the two favorite stocks in the market today, guys? Did we pick the favorite two? Dang. Type yes in the chat if you're holding AGRI. If you are, you should be green. No way you're red. I think this is a Yogi play. Where's Yogi? Pita. Good morning, Pita. 955 Daryl in at 680. That was a really good scalp. Right, this was beautiful. So congratulations, guys, if you played with this. Right, bottom, retest, breakout, all good things. As soon as we broke and closed above that 720, boom skis. Right, and now AGRI is like, hey guys, hello. Did I tell you I was the second favorite? Did you FOMO? Yeah. Okay, good. And again, AGRI is a Canadian stock, so it looks like we picked the two best stocks in the market today, guys, and we cooked them. Cooked them. Virus. Again, so $9. Your next resistance is $9 for this thing, so just be careful, please. Right, these aren't diamond hand positions. Right, stay green, stay green, stay green. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at that. Right, that was a pretty sweet double bottom and a pump. Right, that was a pretty nice dip and a pump. So yeah. Wait, yeah. Let's go, Joel. You guys are amazing. I started watching your stream last week, and in the yeah, good job, Joel. Come join us in Discord already. Come join us. So for now, both of these names are dipping, which to be expected. QLGN just never gave us anything, right? Nothing at all. MBX, this one was already in a supply zone, so I wasn't gonna spend too much time on that. And then ARBE looks like it's trying to find a base at 175. So maybe slow, steady bounce, right? The S&P is doing what the S&P does, right? Go red and then come back to green, because why not? Why not? Yeah, so if you're not a member yet, click this link at the bottom of the chat from Nightbot, guys. Come join us in Discord because you're missing out, right? If you think of all of these names being up 500%, 200%, 300%, guess where they started from? Yeah. Alrighty. Good. That was a really good scalp, CM. Yeah, $7 to almost $9. Pretty sweet scalp. Let me go. Peter, I want to know more. I want to know more. La la la. Yeah. Can we talk about this on stream, Peter? Or no? Let me know, because I have questions. Rely with a bit of a pop there, guys. Reliance. ARB is actually coming back quite nicely, isn't it? ARB is coming back quite nicely. Okay, so Peter's ex, right? Peter's ex-wife, um, wait, arrested, arrested for drugs. But that was a long time ago, though. That was a long time ago. See, I read the headline, Peter, but I didn't read anything else. That's wild. See, I'm glad Peter moved on from that rubbish. That's crazy. Anyways, once the market slows down, we'll come back to this story. Virus. ah, so a bit of a retest for BOXL here, guys, and then AGRI is basically back to the same bottom again. Right, so back all the way back down to that 200 EMA. So again, if this is something you're watching, make sure we keep closing those candles above like 690. Alrighty, please. So make sure we stay above that 200 EMA. Again, this is the reason why we say when you see a stock approaching resistance, right? Like when you see a stock approaching resistance, you don't sit there and say, "Oh my goodness, but what if we go to 1 million? Every time I buy, I sell too soon. If I hold this one, it's gonna go to the Lambo, right?" No, right? So make sure, right? When we're at resistance, move your stop loss up or take the gains, right? For now, it is holding that bottom though, so that's a good thing. Um, Alrighty. So if we could stay above that bottom support, that would be good. Cool, cool. And then BOXL is also looking for support, so we need some higher lows here. Coleman, let me scroll back up. Let's go, Coleman. Let's go. 740 to $9. Give me a high five. Well done. Yeah. Cooking. Cooking. QLGN looks like it's looking for a double bottom, isn't it? I need to look at Reliance still. But yeah, QLGN looks like it's looking for a double bottom there, which is quite nice. Good job, Sam. That was a good scalp. So a bit of support at $7, which is interesting because a lot of the names we're looking at like $7. Let me take a look. So Reliance with a nice pop there. $1. Is it time for bull? Eventually, at some point, it's gonna have to be. My charts are so slow loading. Coleman is cooking. Yeah, I like it. I like it. You're holding max. Okay, just stay green though, right? Please. Did anybody jump my the algo is still loading on this one. There we go. So you can see that you can see why we have that white line at $1.10, right? So not a dollar resistance, but $1.10. So just be mindful. Alrighty. BOXL is really looking to hold that kernel. I kind of don't like how we're creating a fat supply zone there now, but we just need some higher lows, some high hellos, high hellos. You watch videos? Yeah, I like it. I watched videos, right? So which video would I mean I can tell which video you watched to take that entry where you took that entry, right? But which video did you watch, Coleman? Let's see. Yeah, the S&P is we're down almost 50 cents now, right? So that's not that big of a deal. So again, like I said earlier, until the S&P actually breaks below the bottom, right? Until we break below the bottom, um, like below that 660, I don't think we're gonna get confirmation of SPY wanting to dip. Yep, perfect, Coleman. Perfect, love it. Good. One of these days, send me a DM though, and then we'll do a one-on-one. Okay, Coleman, let me know. Um, Yeah. So again, if you haven't watched those videos, guys, right? Coleman is telling you guys, like, I watched the videos, right? I watched a video on how to play breakouts and stop losses. And I got in on BOXL on a breakout, right? This was a pretty easy breakout. Pretty easy breakout, right? Sometimes you play with the breakout, and it's gonna piss you off because it goes above and then it comes back below. But this one was nice. Like it broke out and it said, thanks, guys. Easy monies, boom skis. Boom skis, right? But you have to know how to play the stock though, right? Sometimes you play it and you do the right thing and it still doesn't work. You just have to keep doing the right thing with the proper stop loss. Because when it works like a charm, you know? So if you haven't watched that video on how to play breakouts, stop losses, game plan, blah, 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 go watch those videos, right? Look at that. Carl, $700. Thanks again. Let's go, Carl. Well done. Love it. So my hope for you guys when you do so well like this, my hope, like my prayer for you is that when you make $700, like when you do so well, guys, right? Maybe on the next trade, your losses aren't $700 because people do this way too often, and it's one of those things that I really hate. Like it, like like really really hate, right? When you do so well, maybe your stop loss should be $100. Maybe your stop loss should be $200, right? You'd be surprised how many people would make $700 and then on the next trade they'll leave it alone. They're like, "Oh, I'm upset $700. You know, if I lose that, at least." No, it shouldn't be like that. Once you make that $700, the more money you make, the more discipline you need, right? You make $700. Well, guess what? On the next trade, stop loss is $100. If your stop loss hits, your entry sucked. Okay, then you need to do better with your stop loss or your entry. So protect that money, please. Right? Protect it, because I promise you, if you take 7 trades of $100 losses, that's not gonna happen. Promise. If you're in the community, you're not gonna take 7 trades of $100 losses. So eventually one's gonna hit and you're gonna be right back up there again. Right? So keep those losses small. Keep them small, right? Because that's the one thing that destroys people's accounts is those losses. Let's go, Rock. Come on now. Good job. I'm glad you sold it as well, right? Yeah, good job. Yeah, I think you just played with that little yeah, the curly curls. So BOXL still looks okay. I think the problem now is we have this supply zone, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. AGRI guys, look at that. We're still in that same stupid range, right? So we're still in that range. We're holding the 200 EMA to double bottom, but that range is kind of annoying. Yeah. From my experience, Ghost, yeah, we've all been there, you know? We've all been there. And it's quite frustrating. Like you make $700, like some of you make an incredible amount of money, right? Like in the same day, right? Oh, I'm up, $2,000. And then on the next trade, you're like, I lost $2,000. I'm like, that should never happen. Never, ever, ever happen. Never. Because if you're doing stuff like that, you're playing with fire. You're just going back and forth, right? So, anyways, there goes AGRI, guys. Did anybody get in on AGRI again at the same bottom there? So, demand zone 200 EMA holding. So, that is good. That is good. I know, right? See, cooked it. Cooked it. Yep, you did. Chris, and CM 726. Yeah. So, just keep scalping the damn thing, right? Because it seems to just want to go back and forth. You got stopped out? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so from $7, that bottom is 690 to $7, right? From that range all the way to 770, almost not a bad, So yeah, it just looks like it's a scalp for now, more than anything else. Krish, let's go, Krish. You have access to Discord, right? So I gave you access manually because you couldn't connect, so you should be good to go now. Hopefully, you went through all the channels. But Chris made $730 on Box, guys. First day made $700. Krish became a member on Friday, right? Paid $50 to make $700, right? Cooked it. Cooked it. First day made $730, right? So membership paid for the whole year, right? So again, if you're not a member yet, we don't know what to tell you. Daily goal made on BOXL. Look at that, guys. Everybody cooked this damn thing. Damn. My goodness. Everybody cooked it. Cooked it. Is that like Chris for Krish? Yeah. Maybe that's like I think I've heard that name before, like an Indian name. So I think yeah, maybe yeah, maybe that's it. We have a new member. Nahul, let's go. I think you're just maybe renewing your membership. So you should be good to go. You should kind of know what to do. Welcome. But yeah, if you're not a member yet, guys, and you're looking at something that's up 400% like that, if you're not a member, click that link at the bottom. Come join us. Yeah. No. Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. So for now, both of these names we like are just kind of doing the same thing. Right. So for BOXL, you have a bit of support at $8. So 7.90 to $8. If we break below that level, look out below because we could easily go all the way back down to 7.20. So be careful, please. Stop losses. Alrighty. AGRI has been holding this same bottom, right? So we like this one off that bottom, off the 200 EMA. So if this is something you've been scalping, good job, right? Because it's holding up really well. This is the fourth time now, isn't it? Right? So we're just going back and forth. And here we go again 750s, 760s, right? So 770, guys. There we go. So that thing is just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But it is holding the bottom of the range, which is all that really matters, right? Uh, so there goes so 770 and then back down again. Yeah. Do you think it can go to $12, Thor? What's your entry price? What's your entry price on BOXL? What's your entry price on this? Right, look at that. Like I said, if we break below that bottom, watch out below. Right, so to me, Thor, you shouldn't be asking that question. You're probably green, and you should have a stop loss. You should not be asking if it's going to $12. Right, so again, we break below 8.20, $7, $8. Watch out below, because we're going to retest that last breakout. Right, so don't just watch it. Alrighty, don't just watch it, please. Alrighty, and for now, AGRI looks like it's looking better, right? There goes 780, 780, 784. So again, if you bought that thing off the bottom, congratulations. You're in at $6, right? Yeah, so you're nice and green. So Thor, put a stop loss, please. I think you should have put a stop loss already, right? Now put a stop loss. Whether that's somewhere below $7, make sure you stay green though. Alrighty? Stay green, please. Let's go, Patricia. Yep. Cole? I think so too. So if you haven't watched those videos on how to play the breakouts, upgrade to Legend Pro, go watch those videos. Because we've talked about some pretty fire things on those Legend Pro classes. Right? The 3 videos now for the Legend Pro members, right? How to play breakouts, how to look for consolidation, and then together, right? So if you haven't watched those videos, you're missing out. Missing out. Alrighty. So the S&P is almost back to green. We're down 35 cents now. This doesn't tell us anything, right? We could easily fill the gap on the way up and then get slapped again, right? Easily fill the gap, and then next thing you know, we're getting some fat red candles. But we'll see if that thing can keep going there. It looks like it wants to keep going, so anyways, BOXL has done exactly what we figured it would do if we broke down, right? So we broke down and then we came back to retest this last level. So you see this level right there? So that was your resistance, that was your breakout, and this is the retest. Is that a surprise to anybody? It shouldn't be, right? This is very common in the way that these stocks move, right? Look at AGRI, guys. AGRI is coming all the way back down, right? So this is just a scalp stock, right? So again, watch for the consolidation. This is one of those cases where that class really helps you because you can look for the consolidation, right? So you can look for the consolidation. Reliance is cooking there, guys. Finally broke above that resistance. Yeah. So this one became the third name on the list, right? Behind BOXL and Agri. Rely joined the party. So here comes 120. That was a really good breakout, actually. Like the volume on the candle. Thor, so for now, we are holding that retest level, right? So stay green, please. Stay green. I know where you live. So if you go red, I will find you. Well, I don't know where you live, but I'm just saying, you know? Just saying. And yeah, MBX. MBX looks like it destroyed that supply zone, huh? Yep. And there goes Rely retesting again. ARB like ARBE doesn't look horrible, right? Like it doesn't look bad. It just lacks the volume. So at some point, the volume will need to kick in for that. QLGN like doesn't, like it's also just holding the same bottom, even though it looks super weak because it's below every single moving average known to man, right? So that's the downside for this one. And then MBX was the one that had news and was chilling in the 20s there. Looks like it finally destroyed that resistance and it's pushing for the next resistance there. So that's nice. It's nice. Yeah, you can see you again. So if you haven't watched that video, you can clearly see the what we talked about in the class, right? So dip skis consolidation cross boom skis, right? So not bad at all. Not bad at all. You in at Daryl? You in at $1? Okay, yeah. So 120 is going to be your next resistance once we clear this level. So we could almost just move that line up, right? 120 is usually the more reliable resistance level. So yeah, yep. Good job, out team. Quick little scalpy. Yeah, so that 120 resistance for Rely needs to be broken. Again, BOXL, it's doing a good job of holding the bottoms. But again, if we break below that bottom, then you want to be very careful, please. Alrighty, so for now, it is holding. Alrighty. So we know we have support around $7.20 to $7 for BOXL. And then AGRI is like, hey guys, you know what? I gave you guys enough scalpies. I gave you enough scalpies. Anyways, back to Reliance. Reliance looks like it's breaking that 120 resistance there. We have a company in Canada. It's a furnace company, and the name is Reliance, and they do a lot of ads, like a lot of ads. It and every day on the radio though, like it's Reliance. Anyways, so every time I see this stock, I'm like, here we go again. Yeah. So Rely looks really nice, guys. Congratulations if you're in this. Virus, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, with a name like this, you almost have to watch every 10 cents. Every 10 cents you're looking at like potential resistance. Every 10 cents. Ah, pizza. Here we go. IPST. And then I Rely. There goes brand new highs. You can tell though the volume is rotating to different names, right? And Rely is benefiting from that. Type yes in the chat if you're holding Rely. It does seem a bit slow for our liking though, right? But the volume is clearly shifting over here because you can see the other two moving, selling off. Daryl, yeah. Oh yeah, that $1 entry, right? Good job, Patricia. Well done. Yep, 137. You sold QW. You just sold A. Nice. Okay. You are in Rely Courageous. My goodness, cooking. So BOXL is retesting that bottom range there, so that thing really needs to start curling. If not, it's gonna die. AGRI, that thing already broke below the bottom there, so watch for 630, 620 next, right? And then Rely clearly is the one that is, the volume is moving to, right? It's still pretty slow though. Like this thing moves like a snail, but right, it's doing well. Um, yeah, the float isn't that horrible, but it still moves slow. uh, Omex. Okay. Yeah, ARBE. Yeah. Right. So this one's definitely looked okay. Jimbo is just lacking the volume, but it's slowly creeping up from the bottom here, so that's good. Right. So not bad at all. Rely is still creeping up, so $1.50 is your next little obstacle there. Right. $1.50. Yep. Of the 200 EMA. Yeah. So 150. $1.50 resistance. And BOXL is like, I won't die, guys. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm still the best stock out there. So for now, again, we're still holding where we're supposed to be holding, technically, right? So it's $7 to 720, this entire range, right? Sometimes with those wicks, you kind of have to give it a range instead of just picking a specific level. So for now, as long as BOXL stays above that range, nothing wrong with it. Alrighty. So and here it goes. It's like, hey, I'm back, right? So not bad. Almost back to $8 here. Gail, ayo, 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 ayo. La, 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 la. There we go. See if we can reclaim $8 here. Looks like Rely failed right below $1.50 though. So $1.46 and then back down on the retest. Two. Mm. Is anybody back in on BOXL? Anybody? Did anybody buy the dipski on this one? Your next resistance will be $8.30. You made monies, Daryl? Come on now, give me a high five. Nice little 30% scalp. Easy monies, 30% easy. I like it. Yeah, so there goes BOXL. Looking better. I'm glad you had a stop loss on that thing. Look at this, right? If you didn't have a stop loss on Rely, we're almost back to $1.20, which is healthy. Like it's a healthy pullback, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but damn, right? You're just losing monies for no reason, right? Use those stop losses. Nelson, good job. You also have access to Discord, Nelson, already, because I did it manually, so you should be good to go. Good job, Amy. Good job, Jim. Solad, good morning. Good job. Nice. Good job. Back in at 820. Ooh, rock. Oh, you're in at 828. Okay. So you yeah, your entry's a bit, suspicious, right? So it would have been nice if you said 728. 728 would have been nice. Because you're actually closer to support, but your entry yeah. Relies halted down. Yeah, it is halted down. My goodness. That's ridiculous, by the way. That's ridiculous. Anyway, so again, your next resistance, guys, for BOXL is $8.30, right? So that shouldn't be a surprise, right? We know there's resistance right there because of the downtrend. So Floyd, good scalp, good scalp. So we need to break above that level and then push back towards $9. AGRI, yeah, it's trying to bounce up the next demand zone. Um, this is typical though, right? So I don't think this is more of a bounce at the demand zone. This is more of a potential retest of the 200 EMA like we always do, right? So we have the 200 EMA. If we break below, we usually come back for the retest. So that's most likely what it's doing. And if it doesn't clear that level, you have a problem, righty? So just keep that in mind. I need to subscribe. Where's the link? If you want to join us in Discord, click this link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Make sure you sign up for the legend level or above. Once you do, then you get the link to join us in Discord. But again, click that link from Nightbot at the bottoms. So here we go again, another retest for BOXL. Here we go again. We're breaking out. The candle hasn't fully closed yet, but we're looking better, right? So again, that support at the bottom there, nice, right? So you should always expect this. When there's a big breakout level like this one, we're going to come back to that area and test it at some point, right? So that's exactly what's happened, and it's trying to reclaim 830 and close above. So until we close above 830, we're not quite ready for more. So we're trying. It's crazy how they halted Rely, but I mean, it does make sense why it's halted. But also, though, that thing went up a lot and it wasn't halted up. So I didn't. Anyways, who are we to judge? SL and H has done really well. I know Wes has been spamming that. LT played with that, right? So it's done well. So here we go. Here we go. That candle still needs to close, but it's looking better. At least everybody's back to green, right? So you're back to green as well. Yeah, you're all back to green. When's SPY gonna go green? You're moving your stop loss, Patrick. Love it. Love it. You can clearly tell though, like that 830 level, right? It's like, okay, are we gonna pass it? No, look at that, right? So the candle hasn't closed yet, so it doesn't count as a breakout, right? So until we actually break. La, 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 la. Until we actually break and close above that level, we're not ready for that next push. $10, that would be nice, Nelson. That would be nice. I think as time goes on and nothing else shows up, because for now there's really nothing else. MBX looks nice, but it's a bit more expensive, and it also needs to break above 2650. So if we can break above that, that'd be good. So for now, again, the main stock is BOXL, right? You have a doctor's appointment, Dan. Okay, sounds good. Hopefully everything goes well, Dan, and we'll see. We'll chat soon. Chat soon. La 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 la. Let's go, virus. Yeah, bull. Maybe it's, maybe this is the beginning of the run for bull. Maybe, hopefully. Good job, Patrick. I like that. I like it a lot. Right. So you don't always have to worry about like, oh, what am I gonna do? Blah blah blah. What if, like, just you see the resistance, like Patrick, you take the gains, right? Like, cause look at this, right? We know there's resistance at $8.30. So sometimes, as much as you were sitting here and we're like, please go, please, 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 right? The more candles you get stalling at the same level, the more likely it is that it's gonna fail. So sometimes you just take the monies and move on, right? Just take the monies and move on. So, you know. But yeah, let's see if we can maintain some higher lows. I think that's what I'd like to see now in this. I don't want to go back to retesting that 720 again for BOXL. I want to see some higher lows and then push back for 830 and break it. Yeah. Relies open. Yeah, relies on halted, guys. I think that halt was a bit silly, but again, there was resistance at $1.20. There was a breakout at dollar 20, and there's a retest of $1.20. So rely looks fine, right? The halt was just a bit silly, but this is just a typical retest. So breakout, retest, and a bit of a bounce. We still need to break above $1.50 though. 10 cents away. No, 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 no. 735. I think looks like it wants to break out. I think if anything is going to compete with BOXL, it's going to be this one. If anything's going to take over the momentum, it's going to be Rely. Right. So for now, the two main stocks for me are going to be BOXL and Rely. So they're both competing for that breakout because BOXL just popped to 810, right? But it needs 830, and then Rely needs $1.50. Right? AGRI was nice, but it was nice because we were bouncing off the same bottom and failing at the same resistance, so you could scalp the range. But for now, though, we basically just went back up to the 200, which we knew that was gonna come, right? So the 200 EMA right there, the retest, and then back down. Surprise, surprise, no, right? So again, it's Rely and it's BOXL for now, and Rely is like, don't worry, guys, I got you, I got you. And we're still failing at the same resistance. So both of those names need to break out. Yeah, SLNH has done really well. The S&P is still testing that even. SLNH. I know some of you guys are holding this one too. So nothing too crazy, slow and steady, right? 41%, not bad, not bad. Which one do you guys think we breaks out first? Rely or BOXL? Which one do you guys think breaks out first? Well, I mean, this is kind of cheating now, isn't it? Because Rely is about to do it. Rely is like, don't worry, guys. I'll make it easy for you. Make it really easy. Really easy. I'll make it really easy by giving you the breakout. Really easy. So 153. 108%. You just sold it courageous. Give me a high five. Give me a high five. Let's go. Well done. Pew pew. Dead. That's what that stock did. And BOXL, yeah. So no breakouts there yet. So not a whole lot of excitement. But this was a really nice healthy pullback, right, for Rely. Really healthy pullback on the retest there. And as this one breaks out, obviously the other one's gonna sell off, right? Now we're halted up, guys. Rely is halted up, right? So this one's halted up, the other one's selling off. Why? Because now the volume is shifting to the one that actually breaks out, which is very common, right? So typical. So typical, right? As soon as people see the name that's getting exciting, they're like, oh, dang, let me sell the other ones, right? So this is why it's really important that we understand how to play breakouts. Really, really important. There's some people that only play breakouts, right? The group of people that only play breakouts because they don't want to be dealing with stocks that are selling off, dealing with stocks that don't have any volume, dealing with, like just sideways price action, right? So some people will only play with breakouts because they know that's where the excitement is going to come from. So, yup. So again, good job if you're holding this. Type yes in the chat if you're still in Rely. What broker are you guys using? Robinhood allows 4 trades in a week. So it's not a Robinhood thing. It's an entire system thing, right? So if you live in the United States, it doesn't matter which broker you're using. You're only gonna have 3 trades for 5 days. Doesn't matter. You can switch to Grandma Baking Cookies broker, and you're still only gonna have three, right? So, but what you should do to avoid that is switch to a cash account. If you switch to a cash account with any broker, you have unlimited trades as long as you have cash available, right? So if you have $1,000, you can split it up into $100 trades, and have 10 trades, right? 10 trades for the same day, and then tomorrow you have the same 10 trades again plus the gains or whatever, right? So switch to a cash account. I don't think anybody should be using a margin account, right? Don't think anybody should. If you're dealing with three trades a week still, you need a slap. You need a slap. Unless that's what you really want to do and you want to swing, right? Yeah. You need a slap. But anyways, Reliance halted up. Congratulations if you're in this one. Trend, good job. I like it. BOXL guys, we're testing the bottom now because Rely obviously took over. Yeah, so we'll see if that thing can find a way to stay above the 200 EMA. If it does, then it's obviously still on watch. I don't think this thing is completely dead yet. Not above the 200 EMA, so we'll keep an eye on it. But for now, Rely is clearly taking over the vibes. Yeah. Yep. Exactly, Josh. Exactly. If you have over $25,000, then yeah, you can use a margin account. But if you have less than that, there's no way you should be using a margin account. No way. Yeah. Three trades in a week is stupid. Stupid. Um, Stop allocation request being sent out. StubHub. StubHub was last week, Joel. That was last week. Let's go, Josh. Did you have a good weekend? So Rely showed up on the zero borrow scanner with 92 cost to borrow fee. So that's interesting. Cash account keeps me disciplined and not over trading in a way. Yeah, exactly. I think honestly, even if you do have over $25,000, like cash accounts can, probably still the way to go. Just like Virus said, it keeps you disciplined. Right? Keeps you disciplined. You have to break up the funds. When you're done, you're done. Right? There's no coming back. Yeah. So use the damn cash account. The S&P again has filled the gap, but now become a double top. So let's see if we break out. It's nice that it came back to green though. Not nice if you're holding puts or waiting for dip skis, right? But yeah. Yep. The only thing that I don't like today is the Bitcoin sell-off. I think that sell-off was a little bit exaggerated. Yeah. Without temptation. Tony, make sure you're not delayed. Tony, you should be good to go as well, right? So you should be good to go. Um, should be good to go. There we go, guys. 160, 160, 163, 163, and then dipskis. That was a nice little pop, though. I want to see these candles open above or just stay above, unless we're halted down. Which we're halted down, guys. Rely is halted down. I think that's ridiculous. Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. Well, so the reason it's halted down is because it went to 166, 165, and then came down to 147. So with like halts like these don't scare me though. You know how usually when a stock halts down, you're like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna panic. Why? Because the stock is gonna open at $0, Yeah. It's this isn't gonna be the case. This one on halts like within 5 cents of like the halt price, you know? I know, right, Siki? Yeah, courageous, good job though. That was a really good scalp. Really, really good scalp. And if that thing starts to sell off like that, BOXL might come back. Right? Something else will get that volume. Something else. Adapt. Yeah, because Raven's gonna pump it, that's why. Yeah, this thing is gonna be halted. I think it's gonna kill the vibe really quickly, like really quickly, like really really quick. If we continue to halt like this, every candle we halt, it's just gonna kill the vibe. Yeah. What's your question about Oris? Yeah, Adapt is looking good. The S&P is pushing there, so that last high was 664, 55, or just the 52-week high, right? So 664 all-time high, 66489. So break above that, say goodbye. Goodbye. ADAP. Raven, you're still in this one, right? June says, I'm playing your scalping tip, BOXL, in at 690, 670, out at 820. Let's go. Give me a high five, Arjun. Yeah, sorry, 777 719. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. Little scalpies, little monies. KB, I think it's more so buy the hype, sell the news. When you play with a name like ASST that's been around and has had news like that, and the stock has reacted to news like that, also the stock has been moving, it's always going to be difficult. Very difficult, right? You notice how most of the names that have like the crypto news, and like if a different stock had news like that, KB, like, and it was a brand new stock, it would cook. But the fact that this one's been around for so long and it's had similar news, right? A whole bunch of people holding it now. Some people are just taking their gains and running, right? So it's always a bit of an obstacle. Yeah, don't forget to smash a like, guys, if you haven't already. Because I know less than half of you have smashed a like. Less than half, guys. Less than half. So if you haven't already, I would appreciate that. Take a second and smash a like, please and thank you. Hit that subscribe if you're new. And if you're not a member yet and you want to join us in Discord, click that link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbots. Come join us. And again, if you're holding SLNH, it's creeping up again. It's looking good, guys. 52%. Not bad. Not bad at all. I know Wes has been spamming this one, so there goes 55%. Do 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 do. There you go. Virus, you know what's funny is I thought about that too. I'm like, interesting. Interesting. I waited on purpose. Ridiculous. You know what? I need to start cheating and doing it first before I say anything. So BOXL again, not completely writing this one off yet just because we are above that 200 EMA, but we need to start curling up here at some point. Start curling. Let's go, Jericho. Good morning. 170. And Rely still halted down here, guys, so just waiting. Just waiting. Can I see the Oris? Of course you can see the Oris. Relies on halted, guys, right? So this is what I mean. Like, I wouldn't like rely. The halt on rely doesn't scare anybody, right? Because it's so tight, right? So, so there we go on halted. Back to the highs of the day, guys. Back to the highs of the day. 172. Right. So again, there's sometimes when you see a stock get halted and you're like, okay, this is a problem, right? But a stock like this, you're gonna halt and open within 5 cents of the halt. And guess what? It's halted up again now. 172. Right. So right? So halted up at 172. Susan, Susan says use three margin accounts on Robinhood, two individual accounts and one joint account, or do you want me to switch to a cash account? Um, Honestly, Susan, I would recommend you combine them unless these accounts have different reasons, right? Like a long term account, a trading account, a retirement account, stuff like that. Then okay, cool, keep them separately. But I still would recommend like switching to a cash account if your intention really is to scalp, right? Because having 3 day trades in a whole week, the main problem with that is not the day trades. Is sometimes you get in a position and you're like, I want to sell this, but I can't sell because I'm gonna be restricted, right? Then you end up taking a loss. Don't do that, right? So, um, yeah. Also, Susan, make sure you connect to Discord because I don't think I've seen you in Discord yet. Please, so connect. Watch the last 3 videos in the new trader education section and send me a DM or send me a message in the one-on-one channel for one-on-one. Okay, please please schedule that. Don't make me find you because I will find you and change your password. Alrighty, so maybe yeah, whenever yeah. So watch those videos and schedule something. Pretty please. Yeah, Karem games before la 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 la. Why did you sell it? Is it pumping? Oh oh. Oh oh virus. You made money still. That's why. That's why you sold it. Doo, 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 doo. Yeah, paper hand emoji. I know. Yeah. Sticky? Yeah. Yeah, GFBR halted up. I'm trying to get the Legend membership on my phone. For some reason, it's showing me on my cousin's phone. It's showing $50. Yeah, are you using an iPhone? I see. Like that's what I mean, right? Like like I have no control over the memberships, but sometimes YouTube will charge some people more and then give some people a discount. Like there's a little game going on there. I don't know what it is. Try not to use an iPhone. If you use an iPhone, this I like iPhone, like Google will charge you an extra fee. Like there's something about the iPhones and like Apple products. So if that's what you're using, maybe use something else. Or just try using your computer or try using a different browser, maybe. Great already. You have been, Patrick? I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the deal is, honestly. I have no idea. Susan, what's your entry price? What's your entry price on Rely? If you have a question, please give me all the details. Josh, I don't know, right? Like the membership is $50, but then some people will send me screenshots of like 65 or $70. I'm like, I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going on there. I have no control over that stuff. It is okay. There you go. So it's cheaper on desktop or Windows and Apple. Yeah. Yogi? Yes, I have been. Yogi's not wrong. Yogi's a lifetime member, so yeah, technically. But that's also paid off, and Yogi's, doesn't pay anymore. You pay premium price, Ray? I know, right? You're in a 90 cents, Susan. Ooh, beautiful, beautiful, Susan. Sell at least half. Okay, when it gets unhalted, sell at least half, or take all the gains if you want to. Alrighty, but at the very least, put a stop loss. Make sure your stop loss is closer to 150 than it is to 90 cents, please. Alrighty. So when we say stop loss, it doesn't mean you lose money. It means you make money. Relies on halted, guys. 177. There you go, Susan. So if you want to sell, you can take some gains in the supply zone, right? Closer to 180, because there it goes. There you go. Rely is cooking. Looks like we had that next resistance at $2 there already for this one. Again, these stocks are being recycled, right? Usually we play with the same stocks over and over again. So, but yeah, so supply zone. So from 90 cents almost to $1.90, Susan. Good job. Good job. Yep. Oh, that's you, Susan. Okay. That's you. Okay. Uh, to Canada for membership fees, Dustin. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. There goes 190. 192. Firewater. Yogi was kidding, by the way. But also, we make more than $500 a month, a day, right? Yogi's daily goal is is closer to $3,000 a day than it is to a $500 a day already. So yeah, yep. I would pay me more than $500 a month to learn some of the things we teach on one-on-ones. I'm not kidding. I would pay myself more than $500 a month to learn that stuff. Alrighty. Yeah. Knowing what I did in the past, like when I first started and the amount of monies I lost and the pain that I went through and the struggles and the emotions and the mental battles were halted down, by the way, on Rely. I would pay myself any amount to know what I know now, like when compared to when I first started. Not even kidding. Like not even a decision. Not even gonna think about it for a millisecond. That's just me though. Anyways, so yeah, Reliance halted down. Obviously, we got pretty close to that $2 resistance, right? Susan, did you take some gains? I hope the answer is yes. I hope you took the gains, or you took all the gains, or you took some gains, or you moved your stop loss up, right? Yeah, this thing is cooking here. SLNH. This was a really nice shout from West Ham. Really nice shout. That was a very good shout from Wes. No. Is the only brokerage for BOXL? TFAM? No, there's Webull, there's Interactive Brokers, there's Mumu, the whole bunch of other things. Let's go, Daryl. $120. I like it. Beautiful. Tony, that you're not wrong, Tony. Yeah. Patrick, yeah. Let's go. Yeah, Wes cooked this Raven. Cooked it. Yeah. So if you look in trade ideas, Wes posted this earlier today, SLNH. He's also been posting this for some time now though. So yeah. So if you followed Wes on this thing was cooking since the very open from $1.20 all the way to $2. So yep. Really nice boom skis them. Ask because I use for crypto and it doesn't. Oh no, these are stocks, T fam. These are stocks, not crypto. That's why you can't find it. Yeah, BOXL is still holding that 200 EMA. So this will most likely be something that we come back to later today. But I think for now, as Rely is being the main stock, right? It's not doing anything, right? The S&P has done well with the breakouts. Um, we're actually sitting at that 64.55, right? So I'm just waiting for these candles to load. Yeah. So 664.55, that was that high. Where did we get that 52-week high from? Oh yeah, that was from the day before, right? So again, Friday's high is 64 664.55, so we're testing that now. I wonder if that's going to become a double top there, or if we're just going to break above it and go for the all-time high. That's a nice bounce though. This morning I wanted 190. Dang, virus. You should have sent it. Should have sent it. Yeah. Were you looking in stock general, virus? And there it goes. We broke above Friday's high, guys. Broke above Friday's high. So this was a little bit of sus price action, right? At the open. Everybody was celebrating. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be a red day. It's gonna be a red day. Oh, the bottom feeders from Raven. Oh yeah, Raven posted that this morning. It's gonna be a red day. Nope. BOXL. Yep. Like I said, we're gonna come back to this name. It's definitely not done yet, right? Above the 200 EMA, nothing dies above the 200 EMA. So I think the reason why this is slow for now is because we have the other names moving. So yeah, no, for sure, virus. The BOXL has a lot of work to do though. So 750, once if they can break above 750, then maybe maybe the volume kicks back in on this. But for now, as much as we think we come back to this, it's not. It has work to do. Has work to do. Sheesh. Nice LT. My daily is 500. I smash weekly near 4K on Rely. Nice. Good job. I like it. I like it a lot. Saturday night as well. Criminal. Criminal. Relies on halted guys. Right? Like, yeah. Halts like these are not bad. Like, Rely is nothing to be scared of at all. Right? Like, usually when a stock is halted down, you're panicking. For Rely, no panic at all. Because you know it's going to open within, it's going to open up or it's going to open down. We don't even know. And it's going to open right around the same price. Let's go, Raven. Yeah. So the only downside for Rely here though is you clearly have the supply zone. The red zone isn't here for decoration, right? It's there for resistance. So the red zone, the golden candle, the last resistance at $2. These are all problems. And yeah, so we'll see what happens in this little supply zone. 170, 173, back to 170. So 160. Oh, they're gonna halt it down again, huh? No, gonna halt it down again. You know it's moving up slowly though? BOXL. At least trying to. And Relies halted down, guys. Yup. Halted down again. Yeah, unless you're a short, Jim. Yep. Red doesn't mean Christmas is coming, guys. Yeah, red means you should be running or your blood is gonna be all over your screen. Virus? Yup. Dang, the S&P is going for the yeah. We're going for that all-time high again, guys. The market is so strong, so strong, so strong. Look at that. We're 10 cents away from all-time highs. Sheesh. Yep. So again, this is why we say, like unless we actually break like a proper level, the trend that you have to trust the trend. You have to trust the trend until like we actually start doing other things, right? So that's looking really good. Looking very, very good. Yeah, the halts are annoying, right? BOXL is really fighting for its life here, isn't it? Fighting for its life. Yeah, fighting for its life. But again, so we have a lot of resistance here. The reason we have this resistance here is because you can see like a congestion of a downtrend, right? Right there. You have the uptrend right there. You have the 50 EMA right there. You have the last top right there. Like there's so much going on here for for BOXL that this level is going to be a problem. Yeah, BT, yeah. BETR. That level is going to be a problem, and you can see already we're failing there, right? So don't be FOMOing in at that spot. If you do, you're going to regret it, right? So look at that, guys. We just failed at that exact spot, right? So sometimes you just have to look at the double top there, the congestion. There are too many reasons for that thing to struggle there, so you do not buy it at that level. Cool. You're better off waiting for into the demand zone at a level that it's been bouncing at, right? And hopefully it breaks above that spot at some point. Hopefully. But yeah. Yeah. Let me take a look. BETR. Better homes. Look at that pop, guys. Look at that. What the hell? What the hell? Have you guys seen that video? What's his name again? The guy that says emotional damage. What the hell? Um, yeah. uh, yeah, that's a crazy pump. That is a crazy, crazy pump. Craziness. Anyways, let me take a look at XPON as well. XPON with the little popski there. Popski. Nothing crazy. I want to see the S&P hit brand new highs. Just because, because we can all say we saw it happen, guys. Look at this. It's coming. It's coming one night. Well, yeah. Well, we're 10 cents away. 10 cents away from all-time highs. Um, Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we go, guys. Brand new all-time highs for SPY. Well, you can say you saw the S&P hit brand new all-time highs, All-time highs. Yeah. So 665. Beautiful. Beautiful. Did anybody get into BETR? That thing moved way too quick. Yeah, maybe the warrants now, right? So BETRW. Yeah, those warrants are up 300%. Right? So a spike like that will make the warrants move for sure. So that thing's unhalted, by the way. It doesn't seem to be doing anything crazy. uh, yeah, and it looks like it's halted again. I'm not quite sure what's happening there, but just be careful, please. Right, BOXL is still holding the bottom of the range there, so that's nice. Alrighty, so we're still holding the bottom of the range. So like I said, if you're going to take a gamble, you don't take a gamble at the top of the range there. You look for the bottom of the range, right? Look for the bottom of the range. Let's see. Craziness. Okay. What the hell? As long as we stay above that last pivot, as long as we stay above 680, there's a chance. Already, as long as you stay above that, there's a chance. Below that, you might start to have a problem. Cool. But we're still above the 200 EMA, so we could easily break below that and retest the 200 EMA and then go back up. But I don't think you want to be risking that though. Relies on halted, guys, and dropping. So Susan, did you sell? You better have sold, Susan, right? So again, there's a supply zone, right? So what we're always looking for is confluence, right? So when you're asking yourself, do I sell now? The question is, how much confluence do I have, right? Well, I mean, that's a bit of a rhetorical like thing to say, but because confluence means the same thing, right? So what you're looking for is when you're trying to sell a position, what are you looking for, right? So maybe ask this question in the chat because we're halted down now. So when you're trying to sell a position, what do you think about, guys? Right? When you're trying to sell a stock, what do you think about? Like, what comes to mind? Right? There should be a few things, right? So when you're trying to sell something, what do you think about? Like, what makes you sell a position? Monies. Yes, that's one of it. Yeah, profits, monies, for sure, right? But what else? Because that's one of it, right? The monies, you want to make the monies, keep the monies, right? And then I'll take a look at lift Lidos. Nothing? Nobody? Nothing at all? You know what? I answer my own questions. I'm not gonna ask you guys any questions anymore. I'm kidding. Yeah, right, CB. So the fact that we're stalling at the top, the fact that we have a supply zone there, right? The fact that we have like the red zone there, the fact that we have the yellow candle there, right? There's so many things, right? That's basically what I'm trying to get to. So sometimes when people are asking like, "Hey, do I sell now?" That's what you should be looking at, right? I'm green, so monies. The candles have been stalling here for a little bit. It's not a brand new level that we failed at because the red zone is there. The red zone isn't there just for fanciness, right? The yellow candle means we're potentially going to reverse, right? So then you start to come up with a list of like a whole bunch of things, right? And then you make the decision because that's how you should make decisions based on data, based on facts, right? And forget about, oh, but if I sell it and it goes to $3, I'm going to be so angry, right? Doesn't matter. You have to get to a point where your decisions are based on facts, right? Not like, oh, I was looking at this and then my grandma was baking cookies, so the smell made me feel amazing, so then I kept it and it crashed, right? No. You have to rely on things that you can replicate, right? And every time we see a stock crash, there's either a red zone, a yellow candle, stalling, right? Whole bunch of things. So you have to start combining those things and saying, hey, like, okay, maybe I need to trust this. This needs to be how I base my decision, right? So anyways, so again, from almost $2 to $1.40, right? Quite the dip scheme. So hopefully you took those gains. Below the 9 EMA, multiple candles closing lower and lower. Exactly, Koma. Exactly, right? So there's so many reasons you should be selling that position there. Yeah, I'm not sure why crypto looks so bloody, right? Crypto usually like leads the market. So if crypto is dipping, you know the dips are coming for SPY. Like crypto usually leads and the markets follow. Is it time for some puts? Hmm. You know what? You know what? Some like puts 1 month out. Hmm. I'm tempted, you know. Anyways, BETR is at the highs of the day now, guys. 184, almost 660, 10 threes, 10 threes. Okay, almost went like a month virus. Yeah, my connection glitched for a little bit. Say you like that. You help my mindset when debating on entries. Same, yeah. That's how it should be, right? Like confluence. Sticky. Only in Vegas, you know. Only in the Vegas. That spy looks so strong. Damn. Can I order some, Sunny? Ayo. Yes, yes, please, Sunny. I want some cookies. Look at BOXL, guys, right? So slap and drop, right? So use those damn stop losses. Your next support on this thing is the 200 EMA. So $6.40 ish. Yeah, it is losing ground, right? So like I said, right? That level up there was way too strong, right? So now watch that 200 EMA, and then we'll go from there. We shall go from there. Hmm. Now I wonder though, like, is crypto really leading, and will we get a market sell-off soon, or what? Anyways, let me take a look at Lyft virus. Lyft. If I can put in the right ticker symbol, Let's take a look at the daily here. I can already tell what virus wants to do. Already tell. Why? Because he's a criminal. Virus, what are you thinking here? Are you thinking puts, or what are you thinking? If you're thinking calls, virus, I wouldn't do that until we break above the weekly candle. So 23.50. We're 50 cents away from that anyways. I would, it looks nice with the higher lows, and it's consistently been like, this thing has been doing higher lows like for a long time now. Look at this. From $15, it's been doing higher low on the daily. So that looks nice. And it's still doing it. So, but I almost feel like for now though, since this is day 4, this is the 4th trading day now that it's been playing with the same range, I would almost let it break above on its own. Was looking calls, wanted to break out or $20. Yeah, I like the plan. Yeah. Yep. So I would almost wait for a breakout there, or 20. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, 20 is kind of where that 9 EMA is sitting at. And it's a retest of one of those breakouts. So, yep. Patrick, yeah, exactly. So you should have had a stop loss, right? Blah, 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 blah. This was nice. This was really nice at the open. But again, don't overstay your welcome, right? And use stop losses. Yeah. Faris, did you already get those 6 3s? SPY 660s? I almost want to go look at the option chain for SPY now. I just want to see what it looks like. I just want to see what it looks like at the very least, And then we can move on. I'm just gonna play around with. I'm gonna start with October 31st, and then it's gonna be way too expensive, right? So and then we're gonna come back. BTR with yeah, crazy push them. Okay. Let's go. Let's get closer to 660s. Get closer to the puts. Okay, so I'm looking at the chain, and I need to get closer to the 660. Yeah, you can already tell they're way too expensive. So expensive, it's not even funny. So expensive. What about the middle of next month? We need to cut that price in half, October 17. Let's do that. Okay, I need you to load. Okay, put. I think like closer to 650 would be a nice magic number, October 17, 650 doesn't look horrible. Not horrible, Yeah. You have Robinhood, yeah. So William, it's more for the technical analysis, right? Because the candles are more important, right? The technical analysis is more important. Placing the trade, as much as that's the thing that we do, right? The price action, the technicals are more important, so we use a platform that's superior for that, right? So that's where TradingView comes into play, because Robinhood is not very good for that. Yeah, but way more expensive. And then it's October 3rd, the virus. That's in that that's like 2 weeks. That's my only down. That's my only concern. What if they keep cooking it? You know? Ooh, look at that. Shane got in at 79, sold at 86 for $400. Dang. Shane very brave there. Well done. Yeah, this stock is wild. Uh with but use to decide exactly. Is that right? Yeah, William. Yes, 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 yes. Correct. So if you're not sure how to use TradingView, William, go to the new trader education section. There's a video in there. Thank you, William. Yeah, yeah. Watch those videos. Watch as many as possible, and then when you're ready for that one-on-one, send me a message, okay? And then we'll do a one-on-one. But yeah, maybe spend some time going through some of that stuff. Then spy. Ah, what else? Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, take yeah, for sure. Take your time and yeah. If you get the algo, yeah, there's a class. Yep, yep. We've done a class for everything. The only thing we haven't done a class for is a secret sauce for. Anyways, but Rely came all the way back down, guys. So hopefully you took your monies and ran. Alrighty, hopefully. Susan, did you take your monies? Hopefully. Yeah, I just think the fact that BTC is selling off like that and SPY isn't, I just feel like it's coming. I just sold some daily SPY puts on in 2 minutes. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, don't forget to smash a like. Thank you, Mike. Max. Yeah, don't forget to smash a like, guys. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Okay. I'm very tempted though. I'm very tempted. Like some. I like that October 17 just because of the time the virus. I like the October 17. Uh, but those are very. Let me look at another. Let me look. Yeah, I see. I don't like. I want to make sure we have a bit more time than. What about the 10th? What about the 10th? Uh 10th 650s. Do, 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 do. Mm, yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong. Mm, let's go. Do, 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 do. Is Rely a good buy? If you can find a way to stay above $1.20, right? $1.20 ish might be a good gamble area if it can stay above that level, or if you can put a proper stop loss. If we break below that level, the next logical support is $1. So yeah, let me look at. See, I'm kind of distracted by SPY now. So if we look at the market cycle chart, right? So you can tell October is usually a suspicious month, right? I think the fact now though that we've done a rate cut that's done when the mark when like like it's a good, like in this case we did a good rate cut, right? It's not like we were struggling and we needed to do one. No, usually that can push the market up 10%. Like 6 months down the road, the market's usually up 10% after the good rate cut, right? But without that, October is usually a suspicious month. Like look at that, right? Usually suspicious. Um, and then yeah, like so that's the election cycle. But if you also look at like the regular like seasonality chart, right? Look at October. October is usually a suspicious month. It's one of those where we hit the lows, right? So, but then again, so was supposed to be September and we were hitting highs, right? So that's what I mean. Like this is a little bit different because we had the rate cut. right? A little bit different because we had rate cuts. More than SPY? Okay, let's see. Yeah, SPY is strong. uh, so Google. Virus is holding 1017 250s. 1017 250s. Loading, loading, loading. Yeah, Google, you can already tell that thing wants to go to. Damn. 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 What the hell? Anyways. Shish. My goodness. My goodness. Was buying yup. Yup. Let me take a look at that Google chain. Let me look at the ones you're in, virus. Let me look at the 1017s. You did 250s. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. These ones are surprisingly, well, again, they're really close to the money, so they're going to be a bit more expensive. Hmm. That's very interesting. Yeah. Yeah, they're not cheap, Raven. They're not cheap. I mean, it's a pretty good spot and it's a really good strike. And the open interest isn't horrible. Not horrible. And SPY drops, the individual stocks are gonna get slapped more, right? So then immediately you're in the monies, right? We'll come back to that. Rely is still holding that 120, guys. So it's really trying to find a base. Yeah. uh, Josh wants no dipskis, guys. No dips. ADAP is still looking good, Raven. Let me take a look at IPW though. IPW has been popping here in the alerts in Discord, right? So this one's been popping and popping and popping, even though we haven't been looking. And now we're retesting our supply zone here. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So that looks very good. Okay, there we go. Trade for mushrooms. Anybody holding an IPW? Anybody? Mm, 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 mm. IPW. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. Mm, 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 mm. 70. Let's go, Jill. Let's go. Yeah. See, Jill, like you're like slow, cooker. There's a cooker in there, Jill. Cooker. You know? Yeah. 120s. Okay. Yeah, you can see this little tiny supply zone here, like 107. I think that supply zone's there because 108 is resistance. So yeah, just make sure you move the stop loss up, Jill, or you're taking some gains, right? What are my thoughts on Charles Schwab as a broker? Um, I always just recommend Weibo just because if you want to play pre-market, you have everything covered. Um, but yeah, that's an option. Definitely try that. Can you see stocks that will be top the next day? Honestly, again, Nelson, you don't have to worry about the next day. Not always. right? So, but just pay attention to stock general or take a look at trade ideas. Watch that intro video, right? Watch the intro video. Don't make me find you. So here comes a retest of that resistance again. Agile. Yeah, Slaps, you're not going to be able to watch that video. That's for Legend Pro members. So that video you just sent me, it's not going to work. Yeah, T Farm, well, thank you. Welcome. Here we go, Jill. Puts, virus. Do you want to buy puts for everything in the market? Like everything? Is that what you yeah. You have enough puts, virus. You have enough. Stop it. You didn't trust it? You sold on 102. That's okay, Jill. We're still at 102 ish. Yeah, we're still here. So unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. Damn. I mean, I don't blame you. Apple was so undervalued in the sense that like the S&P was hitting highs and Apple was still at like everything else hit highs like 6 months ago. Apple was still at the bottom, and then eventually look at it now. Okay, okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, to rely was done a long time ago, though. Yeah, I know, right? You guys weren't liking the stream. That's why. No, it's not. Whether you guys like the stream or not, we're gonna be here chilling. We're gonna be here talking rubbish. Yeah, rely was done a while ago, right? So nobody should be in that. All of that stuff. Yeah. So as soon as it breaks below that 120 range, you have a problem. Tony says, "Oh, you left. Never leave us again." Yes, yes, yes. Everything kind of looks suspicious now, doesn't it? Yeah, virus. It does make sense though why you're looking at these Apple puts. I think if you're looking for puts, now is the time. Now is the time. Uh oh. Uh okay. BLMZ. I'll take a look. Are you in a position, Matt? Yeah, though there are a lot of like Asian people in the chat, like because of the names. Hello, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Hello. Yeah, so it looks like IPW. Your next resistance is that 107 there. So that little supply zone. Let me pull up the S&P again. I'm gonna pull up SPY on the 5 minute. Yeah. Matt, are you in a position for BLMZ? Let me know. Not yet. Just observing. Okay. Just looking. Can you see IPST? Yes, of course. IPST. The only reason I'm looking without asking questions is because I know this one just showed up on the scanner and it's halted up. Right, so it just showed up and then said bye bye. So same thing with CRE. That one is also on the scanner now. Yeah, I don't see any news for IPST. Actually, there is news. Yep, they had news. Okay, but it wasn't like this is just they just dropped it now, right? They had this news has been around for a while now, so I'm not sure why. Yeah. Anyways, IPW is hitting brand new highs of the day now. Finally, Jill, right? But it also went down to 88 cents before coming back up to $1.12. Right, so brand new highs there for IPW. It's interesting how there's a name IPST and then IPW. You know, IPW. Yeah, quite a few names with the Pomskis there. Anybody holding IPW? Derek, welcome to the community, Derek. Let me get you an invite link here. Derek, welcome. This is your invite at the bottom of the chat. So click that link and follow the steps in the getting started channel, please. Welcome. Yep. Amy, you are? Okay. 89 cents, Raven. Money's 110. Yeah, that's a nice quick scalpy. A nice quick scalpy. BOXL is sitting at a bit of a demand zone here, so 570. And that rely super slow. So it looks like the new stocks are the shiny ones now. IPW, IPST. The shiny ones. The new shiny stocks. And IPST is on halted, guys. And that thing said, thanks, guys. I'm gone now. Again, that's a bit of a random push there, though. Because I waited forever to do that. Closer. And it's halted up again, 85%. Yep. It's halted up again. $1.11 IPST. And now IPW is dipping. Yep. So back to 92 cents. So these things are just there for, scalp, 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 and move on. No bags. On SPY? Which one, Virus? Which one? Which one? Which one? I want to join. I'll do one contract with you. Which one did you do? Which one? Discord. See you in Discords. The 31st, 664. Damn, Virus. What did you pay for those? Yeah, two cats. 664. The 30th. I like the date though. I think getting that much time is perfect. I just buy one with your eyes closed. Seriously, if nothing else, just for insurance. Josh is just like, hey guys, the market's gonna keep pumping. Why are you guys looking for puts? Josh, blame Virus. Virus, why? Why did you do that? Look at how expensive these things are, Virus. Look at how expensive those damn things are. My days. You guys see this rubbish? For one? Unbelievable. You see this, Raven? Go look at that damn thing Virus bought. Go look at that damn thing. I'll come back to that. Let me answer this question. FLCN. Is that it? Is that a TX FLCN? I don't think that's a real stock. Unless we're talking about something else. Virus is just trying to kill my accounts. Devs, stay away. The other one is just short. Unbelievable. I knew Dan would come back with some violence, it was a put, one put, 664, October 31st. Unbelievable. You see this, Dan? You're staying away, Devs? Yeah, stay away. Stay away. I mean, at this rate, the S&P could just run all the way to 700. Dan, thank you for the super chat. Let's buy some puts with these monies, I know, Raven. For one stupid contract. Unbelievable. Ah. Spy. So yeah, IPST is still halted up here. I don't like the price action on these things though. Like, they're just way too crazy. Like, this isn't very predictable, you know. So type something in the chat. uh, I mean, if we are gonna sell off, now is the time. Now is the time. You know, my 401k and JPQ. Yep, not wrong, Luna. Not wrong. And there goes the on hold, guys. Like, the IPST is just on fire, right? But it's really hard to play with something like this, though. Cooking. Yeah, it's really hard to play with something like that. $1.30. Count to three. Ah. Unbelievable. Virus wants the market to just go to the abyss. 200 MA? Okay. Yeah, that's quite the dip from the 90s back to 65s. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. 10 seconds, my bad. 600 seconds. What, 600 seconds? Yeah, so a little bit of resistance at $1.30 for this thing here. So just be careful, please. Alrighty. Stuff like this is always going to be a bit dangerous. Rely is curling back nicely there, so that's good. And so Rely 120 resistance still though. I think Amuri, you're asking for this, right? I think you were asking for this. Um, I think I called your name wrong, but Mm, 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 mm. There goes 123. Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Let's see. Mm, 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 mm. Mhm. Yeah, Debs, SLNH. Yep, it's nice price action today on that thing. Really, really good. Now this one still holds it down, and Rely needs to get back up closer to $1.50. Hmm. Google is dropping. Oh yeah, SPY is dropping too. That level is a pretty good spot for puts. Virus is already celebrating the market's dying. Yep, exactly, Ahmad. Oof. Oof. Damn. What happened there? See, this is why those puts would be nice there. There we go. CRE. Okay. CRE. That was just the appetizer. Oh yeah. Violence is coming. Jill, are you happy you sold this thing now? Are you happy? Are you happy? Is it dead or not yet? That thing's been dead for a long time, right? That thing's been dead for so long. You know, even the alligator. Anyways, that virus was Anyways, yep. So your next support is closer to 520 here though, right? Basat, but this thing's been weak for a long time. Hopefully you're not still in this. Hopefully not, please. But yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah, how's MU doing, virus? Aren't you holding puts for that too? Do you have puts for the whole market? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. You got kicked out? Okay. Okay. Na, 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 na. Yep. Rock, are you in the chat? Yeah. You need to, like, the one thing you need to do for sure is get those stop loss tighter, right? I think maybe the entry is the problem, but we'll try and work on that. Yeah. Try and work on that. When's your one-on-one scheduled, Rock? Yeah, CRE is not too bad there, Raven. And then yeah, so IPW is testing that 200. See if it stays above that level, Jill. IPST halted down again, right? Nasty drop. So like I said, I don't really trust these stocks. You can't, like, this is unpredictable, right? Very unpredictable. So you want to be careful with stuff like that. Everything is just starting to look a bit suspicious. You don't have one scheduled? Why not? Why don't you have one scheduled? Hmm. Yeah, please make sure you schedule one. Right? We'll do it early, but still. Yeah, make sure you schedule one, and then we'll chat in the one-on-one channel too. Yeah. Is it a good moment to enter some trades or not anymore? That's like, what trades? What trades are you getting into? Super busy? Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Okay, we'll try and figure out something. We'll try and figure out something maybe going into next weekend, right? Because you're busy all day, right? So work on those stop losses, Rock, please. Right? Like, work, like, take smaller losses, and then we'll work like getting a session in on the weekend, maybe the next weekend or something like that. Alrighty. So message me again closer to, like, Friday. See if we can do something on a Saturday, especially if you're busy working. You know. But not after that. Okay. In November as well. Okay, October, November. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I again, to me, like, I think you have one problem though. Watch that video, Rock, maybe on a lunch break or something. Watch the video on, like, on the stop losses. There's a video in the New Trader Education. I think it's the third from the bottom. It says game plan and stop losses, or just breakout. Watch one of or breakouts and stop losses. Blah blah blah. Like, watch something, alrighty, because you're doing really well, right? You're constantly green, but then you're taking big losses. So you just need to make sure those stop losses are smaller than, like, where you have them at, because that's way too big. Like, if you make $200 and you lose $200, that's unacceptable, right? Then you like, your risk cannot be 1 to 1 like that. If you make $200 and then on your next trade your stop loss is $50, then I'm like, okay, that makes sense, right? But if you're letting it get close to the gains, then you're just kind of going back and forth, and it's going to be frustrating for you. So yeah, so make sure you close that gap, please. I think if you can fix that, you're gonna immediately start to do well. Immediately. There are lots of alerts in Discord, Asif, and I always hesitate to tell people, like, even though it's something that we do, right? Whenever someone's like, "Do you guys send out alerts?" I just, because I don't want that to be the expectation. I want it to be, okay. Like, can we learn, right? And can we get the ideas? And can we join the community more like that, rather than other than yeah. Right now, this is looking pretty weak, Zas, right? Pretty weak. So be careful. Good morning, River. Ayo. ARBB. Huh. ARBB. This is one of those names from back in the day that we played with a lot. It's halted up, actually. ARBB. Or FLNC is what you're asking for, Ivy. FLNC. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. 1086. Oh, what did virus do now? uh, Trade zero. When crash, Musty, you're waiting for a crash now too? Oh my days. Musty wants a crash, Virus wants a crash. Who doesn't want to crash? We do both focus on knowledge and education. It's better to know how to fish. Exactly, Virus. Exactly. Yep. Good morning, Caitlin. How are you? Good morning. Better to know how to fish than to how to eat the fish. Jericho, you want to crash as well? Everybody wants a crash. So you know what this means? Boom skis. Boom skis. I'm kidding, by the way. No, I think we're kind of overdue for a correction. I think we're all on the same page with that, right? Like, look at the 4 hour. Just look at the. I'll look at the daily instead. 4 hour can be a bit more. Right? Like, look at that. We've been cooking. Like, we've been cooking hard. Like, hard. Like, look at that. My days. We want April prices? No, I don't think we want that. We don't want that. But every so often there's a healthy pullback, though, right? Every so often there's a healthy pullback. So one's coming at some point. Um, but this is impressive. Yes, we do. No, we don't. Eat the fish too. Exactly, Luna. Yeah. Yep. 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 Quite the rally. Do, 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 do. Oh no 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 no. Yeah, Oklo was like the conversation of last week in Discord. Yeah, this thing's absolutely beautiful. My goodness, look at that. Right. So I think a month or two ago, I posted the headline that said the U.S. government was investing in in these names. Right. So yep, they've done really well. Some nice boom skis. That's a pretty sweet run. Right. $85 breakout. That double top breakout. That was it. It was gone after that. $85 to 135. Beautiful. Ah. Mm. Yep. Okay. But yeah, Spy's looking a bit suspicious, isn't it? Suspicious. A little bit suspicious. Do. Mm. 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 Okay. Mm. Do. Do. Let's see. Mm. Do. Okay. My stuff is so slow this morning. My goodness. So slow. Yeah, yeah. Do. Very slow. Mm. Come on. My goodness. Mm. Do. Come on, Jaden. Why does everybody hate the markets? Why? Do. Okay. Mm. Do. Okay. Then yep. The deed is done. The deed is done. Yeah, no, I like, because we might not quite be at the top yet. We could easily run to 670. And having that time is important. Yeah. So that is good. ASKBL with a nice little pop there. ARBB is still halted. Okay. SKBL. SKBL. Okay. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of volume in that thing though. Even though it looks like it has volume, it doesn't have a whole bunch. Not a whole bunch. Yeah, does anybody use Trade Zero? I think Devs was asking in Stock General. AGRI? Okay. Yeah, like everything kind of lost the volume. I wonder why. It's a bit of a slow, The morning was fun. Like we started off like on fire, and then it just kind of gone downhill from there. So pre-market was good, market open was good. Now it's a bit slow. Rely is still holding that 200 EMA double bottom right above $1. It is lunchtime. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Good job, CM. Yeah, the fire has been put out. Yep. Call on Reliance. Elise. I think Elise. Let me take a look. S. Yeah, I know what stock you're talking about. But the ticker symbol is yeah. ARBB is flying them, flying, and it's halted up again. Virus, you've done enough. Go outside, please. Yeah, ARBB is just halting here. Did anybody FOMO into this one? Shush. ARBB. 260s, yeah. You did? Okay. Yeah, that's a nice bump. That is a very nice. You bought 1018. Good job. Well done. Just be ready to sell though. Man, if this thing's halting up this quickly, it's gonna halt down just as quick. So just be ready to exit that position. Don't get caught holding a bag. Don't get caught. $10.18. Okay, maybe Spine's gonna give us the dip skis now. Weakness, weakness. Yeah, no. If you again, hopefully no one's still holding this. Pretty please. Yeah, the way that I would manage a position like this, you think it's going to $16? Yeah, that's fine. The way I would manage something like this though is don't let it go below that 1320 that it just got halted at, because if it does, it's gonna halt down and you're gonna be in trouble. Are you live Monday through Friday? I'm gonna be soon. Yes, yeah, usually Monday to Friday. Yeah, yeah. Every day of the week, usually we're on. I wasn't really feeling. I was pretty tired. I was really tired this morning, but yeah, in place for tomorrow. Matt, you do know we're talking about spy puts as in like, you know, we're giving them time. Yeah, tomorrow we might not necessarily dip, right? We're still clearly like everything points to like really strong. I think we're just kind of predicting that, hey, like, you know, like the dipski should be coming, right? So when you're buying puts that expire tomorrow, hopefully it's not a massive position. Yeah. Asif, is it a good time to buy IPW? I mean, it's kind of lost all the gains. Closer to 55 cents with the stop loss right below. Right? Like if that thing breaks below 55 cents, I don't think I'd want to be in there. Your next support would be 50 cents. Your close position end of the day. Okay. Yeah, for now it looks weak, right? Looks weak. Looks like there's a dip coming on the 5 minute. We're T-Rexing, we're turning down. But then again, we're talking about SPY. We're talking about the, SPY. Moves like IPST. Curling? Yeah, a bit of a curl up the bottom here for IPST. So 70 cents back to 79. Yeah. Dan? Dan's gonna make a call, guys. We're gonna see some blood for SPY. Redness. Yep, exactly, virus. One candle. We're back to the highs of the day, and then zero DTEs. Abyss. Abyss. Again, don't forget to smash the like, guys, if you haven't already. Please and thank you. Again, still less than half of you guys have smashed the like. Crazy, huh? Yeah, so smash the like, hit that subscribe if you're new, and all the other fun things. And if you want to join us in Discord, click the link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Come join us. Come join us. His no, I got my puts, Dan. I did. So I think eight ball wanted me to sign some agreement so it can keep working, and I didn't really trust it. Yeah, Paris, you said just one. I said okay, I'm in. Yeah. You said just one virus, and I said I was in. Unbelievable. Yeah. Do, 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 do. So now now let's cook, please. And there's time on those though, so we don't necessarily need to drop today. Oh no, no. Yeah, I'll give it for those. I think I'll give it 50% virus. If that thing drops 50%, then I'll cut it. But I'll give it all the time that it needs. Like I said, if nothing else, just insurance for long term stuff. And if we keep cooking, the long term stuff will cover that. So easy monies. But yeah, look at Spy. Spy's like, hey, I'm back. I'm going back up. Yeah, I'll give it half virus. 20% to 50%, I'll give it that. But if it wants to keep going, then I just cut it. Waiting on. Yep, Winterfell. I agree. Same. Yeah, they all kind of look a bit suspicious, but especially those three from this morning, AG, BOXL, especially those three. Let me pull up AGRI. I know this one isn't. It had a bit of a curl, right? Yeah, it had a curl from the bottom there. So, and then now testing that 200 and the supply zone. So, $6 to 610 there, a bit of a supply zone. So it needs to break above that. Yeah, Cree is doing well too. Rely still holding $1, so that's not bad. So there are a lot of these names that are just kind of holding the bottom, right? So and then the Cree's retesting the whatever you want to call that double top resistance, $1, right? Mm, Too many friend requests. I can tell they're fake. Yeah. If you get a message from someone and it doesn't have HTX beside it, those scam. They are a scammer. A scammer. But even yeah, so I will not send you friend request. I don't send anybody friend request. Anybody. Um yeah. And also I'm not gonna send you a paragraph. Some of those paragraphs from the bot, from the scammers, it's like a pretty long paragraph. I'm not gonna sit down and type you a paragraph, you know? So if you get a friend request or a message, just assume that it's a scammer. And start from there. Scams. I'm still on red. ah, let's go. ARBB is unhalted, guys. 1350, and then back to 1250. Right. So, like I said, don't let this thing go below that 1321 level that it halted at, because if it does, you're gonna get halted down. And guess what? Right, 1382 at the highs, 1384, and then drop below 1321 and hold down. Right. So there you go. So take your gains and run. Take your gains and run. OpenAI and NVIDIA announced a partnership. Cool. Very cool. Uh, when guess what shirt on stream? Guess what shirt? Guess what shirt? Virus, I'm lost. I'm lost. Yeah, Rivina, you definitely cooked on BOXL there. Cooked. Oh, I have a one-on-one today with Mark. Mark is gonna have a lot of I think Mark in an hour. Yeah, one-on-one with Mark in an hour, less than an hour. So we'll hop off in the next like 25 minutes. Let's see. Okay, sounds good. That's a nice scalp, Raven. Yeah, that $1 resistance. Uh, NVDA to invest up to 10 billion in OpenAI. NVIDIA is just dropping money like nothing these days. I mean, they do have a lot of money. They have a lot of monies. NV is popped there. Brand new highs of the day. NVNI. Off $1 again. So this one doesn't look like it's dead yet. The S&P, guys. Spy says puts 100 billion. Just like that, you know? Just like that. 100 billion in OpenAI. Craziness. Why do I feel like they're hedging their bets? NVNI. Oh, nothing crazy, but the trend is nice on this. That's richer than some countries. Yep. Yep. That's a lot of money to put in OpenAI, though. There must be something else there, you know? Yeah. There must be something there. Look at that, guys. We're back to like 30 cents away from all-time highs again for SPY, right? This is why, like, if you buy SPY puts, they need time. SPY needs time because there's nothing about SPY that says we're going to crash. There's nothing about this at all other than the fact that we're just like, hey, we've been running a lot. When's the sell-off coming? Other than that, there's nothing else, right? So when you buy those puts, you need time on them. Otherwise, you're going to be in hoping. Yup. Hoping. It's just a matter of time at this point, Musty. Are you holding puts, Musty? Are you holding puts? I mean, again, if everybody's asking for puts, maybe the market's gonna say, you know what, guys? All of you want puts. Let's pump it. Yep. So Rely looks good, right? Off the demand zone. So the demand zone, Rely at the bottom, the green zone, and then the red zone, supply incoming here. So 120 resistance. I got 1663 put. When does it expire, Musty? 663. 663. They expire tomorrow? You know that song that says, you know me, na, 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 na. You know what song I'm trying to do? Yeah. Yep. You know this meme on the top right hand corner, Musty? We have no idea. You see that meme on the top right hand corner? Yeah, that's what SPY will do to puts if they expire soon. You know, so you want to be very careful. Otherwise, yeah. You know that monkey gif? You know that one? I'm already there in afterlife. Yeah. Look at this, guys. Look at that. NVIDIA? Look at that. We're almost back to all-time highs again. It does. It really does. Yep. So if you don't get time, you it's a bit difficult, you know. Just be careful, please. Burn the shorts. Spy has been doing that for a long time now. I don't know what it's trying to burn, but these shorts are non-existent. Can you imagine being a bear in this market? Every day you wake up and immediately want to close the computer? Yeah. Unless that's a double top now. NVNI again, super slow but doing the right thing. One small penny at a time. $1. Virus, let me take a look. Oof. So that $100 million investment for NVIDIA, look at that. $100 million investment, $100 billion investment. Is still stacking shorts right now. Yes, but he also has disposable monies. You know, he can probably wait and wait and wait. Your damn puts expire tomorrow, Musty. Expire tomorrow, and the S&P just hit brand new all-time highs. Like, look at this craziness. I know, right, Obi? I know. We're slacking on the likes. Slacking on the likes. Craziness. Somehow BTC is still like, in the abyss though. Somehow. I don't get how they're doing it, but somehow BTC is still on the struggle bus. Somehow. Mm, mm, Somehow. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. How do I hold my calls till November? 3 weeks, Jay. Good job. Mm, 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 mm. Dan, nothing important, right? Yeah. The good thing about the Fed is they're quite predictable, like really predictable, like super, super predictable. Like we could all tell the Fed we're going to cut rates this time, right? And unless something crazy happens, they usually just follow the same path till, so they're going to cut a few times and then they're going to be steady for the next 6 months. So, so maybe like after we get through this year and the beginning of next year, I think the Fed will be pretty useless unless something crazy happens to the economy where they need to make decisions. But and then Powell is going to be gone anyways. All tanking, yeah, yeah. I wonder why though. I wonder why crypto's tanking like that. There isn't a reason for that. I wonder. Not selling too early. We kind of answered that question in the last class, the one. So go back, go watch the class. You are a member, right? I think you are. We talked about that, and we said we would talk about that more in the next class. So this coming Friday, we'll talk about that a bit more. So, do, 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 do. Damn, spies on a mission to destroy puts. Sheesh, on a mission. Mm, 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 mm. And Q volume is insane. Yeah. Yup. Yup. Mm, mm. Craziness. One of these days, though, we're gonna have a minus 1% day, and then yeah. Virus, what are you at now? What do you have, Virus? I'm at 6%. 6%. Rely still has that resistance at 120. I am. Look at this. We're just going and going and going and going. No signs of weakness. Uh, there you go. Virus, is that your account from the news? Is that your account? Let's go. Shut it down. Yep. Yeah, Nvidia. That news for Nvidia is good news, and obviously the markets are cooking from that. Tony, is it a good time to buy? Did you buy the other one? Rely? Did you get into the? You were asking for this one. Did you get in? For BOXL, this thing looks like garbage. Right? Is it a good time to buy? No, it doesn't look amazing. Tony, I would spend more time watching some of those educational classes, please. Alrighty. Oh yeah, shut it down. Yeah, spies like will shut you down. No matter, don't matter. Yeah. Yep. I think same, right? So there's enough stuff on the long term where the markets cook, then it really doesn't matter. You make $100 for every dollar you lose, so then it's like just insurance at that point. If we dip, there's puts. There's puts. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Mm. Yep. Yeah, no, I think 20 to 50% virus, and then we'll decide. 20 to 50%, and then we'll. So for now, it really doesn't matter. So doesn't really matter. Dang, other than SPY, everything is pretty slow. For Cree, you can see that $1 resistance, which is why Raven took that position. Yeah. No, 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 no. Mm-mm-mm. Sorry for your puts. Yep. NVIDIA said, hey guys, I'm here. Yeah, no, the only dangerous ones are those zero DTE puts, or the ones that expire, today, this week, right? Yeah, those ones you want to be very careful with that stuff. Nvidia is such a big stock in the holdings that when you do those puts and Nvidia has news, it's gonna drag the markets up easily, easily. Mm, mm. What's the all-time high for Nvidia? Okay, 184, 184.50. 184.50. Do, 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 do. And make bank? Seriously. Just ups and up and up and away. Look at that. SPY just hit brand new all-time highs again, guys. Look at this. Damn. Where virus? Zero? Oh, you mean for Nvidia? Like all-time highs? Yep. And BTC is still dropping. With all of that, BTC is dropping. 185? Okay, sounds good. Yeah, somehow BTC is still dropping. I don't get that. Don't get that. Maybe someone's selling a big position. Maybe someone's done. Yeah, I know. For all of the people asking for BOXL, if BOXL is a buy, this thing is not a buy, guys. Alrighty, this is not a buy in any universe, not yet, right? Maybe at some point, yeah, but no, absolutely not. At least Rely has done a good job of holding the same spot. It's just been constant lows. Virus, you need help. All the gains, a little bit of boomskis, you're like, I want it. I mean, it's not a bad thing though. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty bloody in the cryptoverse. Pretty bloody. Mm. I have the hiccups now. Let me take a look at bit of a bit of unusual volume on this thing. It's a nice little pop there, Raven. Did you look at this one yet? Oh, yeah. Virus 62% is nice. I don't know why I saw 6%, but 62% is pretty nice. Especially on this news. Yeah, pretty nice. If you feel like taking it, take it. SONM. Trying to clear that supply zone there. Hmm. No, 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 no. So this one has a bit of unusual volume there. Let's take a look at this one as well. Let's see. What does the daily look like on this? No breakouts here on this yet. XPON. Mm-hmm. Yeah, virus. You did well though. You did really well. Did really really well. 160. We don't need that. You don't need AI. No, I think AI is here to stay, and there are a lot of really good aspects to AI. Um, yeah. So AI definitely isn't going anywhere. Do I think AI is good? Yeah, to a degree. Like the let's go, Jamie. Well done. Yeah. Thank you, by the way. The BOXL did me right today. Well done. Give me a high five. Let's go. Yeah, the morning was fire with BOXL. Fire. Fire. So hopefully we start every day like that. Where it's like kind of easy to tell which of these names will cook. Yeah. We need a limit or something. Yeah. Yep. It's gonna take time though for to fully see. Yeah. As a computer guy, I agree. No, I think AI isn't going anywhere. Just because that's how the society has always progressed, right? Like we wouldn't be where we are today if we never took that next step, right? Remember when in the when you watch history and you see people driving buggies, right? People getting on horses, right? Getting in the back of the horse, say ah yeah with the whip. And if you wanted to have a conversation, you had to travel 6 weeks to get to the next destination, right? Like there's always been progression, right? So that's how humans are built to look for ease, right? So it's always going to be like that. But we just have to be careful not to push it too far, because the more we push it, the more issues we have. And we kind of talked about this last week, right? Depression kind of starts with we're doing too much where people disconnect, right? And then yeah, 15 to 27, nice, Raven. Yeah, everything is just cooking, just cooking. Yeah, we're still speeding towards that. Yep. Ah, virus, damn. Unbelievable. Musty, what did you do to deserve this? What did you do? Do- Yeah, Raven, add XPON to the watch list if it isn't already on the watch list. We'll keep an eye on this one. Looks interesting. Looks interesting. Five more minutes, guys, and then we will hop off and go back to these squats. Alrighty. But yeah, they've always been on your watch list. Yeah, this one has that history of some nice boom skis. I think there's just a lot of resistance here though at 160. So I'm gonna set an alert here for a potential breakout. So if we break above that level, then we can always come back. Can always come back to that. Uh, La, 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 la. Pizza. Doo, doo, doo. Damn, look at Spy, guy. Just no weakness. No weakness. Only strength. Strength, no weakness. Sheesh. As soon as the daily puts for a little scalpy, yeah, like this thing is so strong. My goodness. Just looks like we're headed for 700, you know. SONM is also pushing there, so that's the other one with the unusual volume. SONM. Super slow. Super slow. There goes your next resistance line was already up there for SONM. So that's interesting. WCT with the pop. WCT. That's because they had that news. WCT. Hopefully someone caught that news in Discord, guys. Hopefully some of you guys did. Um, yeah, that was a nice alert if you caught it. The news was posted in Stock General for WCT. Yep. That was posted at 12:10, by the way, 12:10 Eastern, right? So that news was posted in Stock General right here, right there. And then it played game sideways, and then the breakout. The breakout is always the fun part, right? So the breakout right there, and then boom skis. So that was nice. Quite nice. Ah, yep. You got in at 43. Okay. It's a 46. JC, not bad. We do have a new member as well. Bridget. Bridget. I like the name. Bridget. Welcome to Discord, Bridget. I'm just looking for a link here. So, invite. So yeah, Bridget, click on this link at the bottom of the chat and follow the steps in the Getting Started channel. Welcome to the community. Alrighty, so click that link, follow the steps in the Getting Started channel. Once you do, then it will unlock. If you're not sure what to do, watch the very last video, the onboarding video in the Getting Started channel. It's going to walk you through everything you need to know, everything. Alrighty, so watch that video. SPY is above 666, guys. Musty, this is the level you were looking for, right? Virus is playing on multiple tables at the casino. Yes, that's how it should be, you know. You did, Virus. You closed the NVIDIA position. Nice, good job. What, 70%? Na, 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 na. uh, do, 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 do. Been a good spot to get those puts. What is the most important video? I don't know. I don't know. Courageous. Yeah. You almost have to just look at stock at the new trader education section and look at what your biggest problem is and find a video in there. So scroll from the top to the bottom, and there's going to be something in there that you're struggling with. That's been answered in one of those videos. And watch, yep, yep. Yeah, that was a good scalp virus. That was very good. Very, very good. Yeah, SPY at 666. I did. Unless there was another one. Let's see. What did Dan say? I spy with my little eyes. Who's good? I'm glad I skipped it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, Musty. I think the only downside for your stuff is that they expire. So you really don't have that time. Mm. 5 days ago, ooh, virus. Let's go. Started a position on NVIDIA 185 calls, 116.26. Yep. Again, if you don't pay attention to the options cooking lab, you definitely should. Yep. Definitely should. Virus has been cooking in that channel for options. Cooking. Virus posted 5 days ago he was getting into NVIDIA, and here's NVIDIA, right? Cooking. Pushing for all-time highs. Musty, you should have been in that channel. You could have cooked SPY instead of, you could have cooked NVIDIA. Go to the options cooking lab, Musty. Just a little bit, virus. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, moving on from SPY. BOXL is trying to find a bit of a base at 480 now. AGRI doesn't look like it's completely dead, even though it's been below the 200 EMA. Right, that 200 EMA is the sign, guys. Right, like if you got rid of this thing at the 200 EMA, right, you saved yourself a lot of headaches, a lot. So be careful at the 200 EMA. Be careful there. XPON still needs to give us the breakout. Still needs to give us the breakout. This is a warning. Anyways, let me know if you have any last questions, guys, and then I'm gonna hop off and do some one-on-ones. Any last questions? You can see that 50-cent resistance for WCT here. The 50 cents, 50 cents. Let me know if you have any last questions, and we will hop off and go back to Discord. Aloha, Jamie. Yeah, so again, don't forget to smash a like before you leave, guys, if you haven't already. Smash a like, hit that subscribe if you're new. If you're not a member yet and you do want to join us in Discord, click that link at the bottom of the chat there from Nightbot. Become a legend or above member. Once you do, your Discord invite link will be in the community section, or just send me an email already. But yeah, let me know if you have any last questions. Damn, SPY just hit brand new all-time highs again. There it goes. The comeback virus, the comeback. The comeback. So and this is what we said earlier, right? Like if SPY breaks above Friday's high, what do we think happens after that? There's no stopping. Me, Tony, me. Actually, no, Peter. Um, yeah, if SPY breaks above that Friday high, right, the direction is clearly up at this point. Up, 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 up. Right. So we had to break below 660 to confirm a sell-off. It never happened. Right. It never happened. So if that doesn't happen, then yeah. So now we got confirmation for continuation to the upside. Musty. Then you're gonna say, let's just go to 670, and then 700. Ah, yep. One of these days. Midday news which makes no sense. Yeah. You're not wrong, Musty. Not wrong. But also again, we broke above that Friday high. So once we do that, there's just no stopping it. Just no stopping it at that point. Just no stopping it at that point. Hmm. Yeah, so again, keep an eye on XPON, guys, for potential breakout if it can break out. Ready? So that is looking good. XPON. So yeah, keep an eye on this thing. MS stop at 137. Okay, I'll take a look. MSPR 137 stop loss. So recent split 137. What's your entry in this a lot? Yeah. I mean, a stop loss would obviously be safer below 130, like right below 130. But yeah, I don't mind that because this is more of a gamble play because if it works, it can work really nicely, right? Because of the float. The float is 600,000, right? Like if this at some point this thing will cook. The question is when and how low do we go before it cooks, right? So I think if I was in your position, I'd probably be doing the same thing unless I wanted to give it a bit more room to below $1.30. I would just keep like taking the risk when it's consolidating with a really tight stop loss. If it breaks down, okay, let's see the next area, right? And then tight stop loss again. So I don't mind that, right? But that's a pretty small float, MSPR, 600,000 shares, right? Pretty small. The question is when will they drop the news? Or well, when will the stock pop? That is the question. That is the only question. Let's see. Cuisine. Would like to sign up, but wanted to know which one to go with. So the 49.99 is the only level, like the lowest level you can go. Alrighty. So that's the yeah. Yeah, it says do not buy, right? So don't get those levels. So the Legend or the Legend Pro or the Gold VIP level, those are the only levels available. So everything else that says sold out is not available. Alrighty. So XPON is slowly creeping up here. Super slow, but trying. Maybe yeah, maybe it's starting the engines, Rev the engines, Raven. Rev the engines. Rev the engines. NFE Winterfell, considering a new position if it holds three, it might have legs based on the last couple of weeks. Okay, let's take a look. Uh, NFE. Mm-hmm. It actually did make a brand new high today, Winterfell, which is a really good step. Yep. I think considering if it holds three, yeah. I like the plan. I think that's a good plan. Yep. But again, it needs, like you said, it needs to reclaim that $3 and stay above it. Jan 67.33. That's a crazy thing, isn't it? We have to use those fips and might, it might. About the only two when yep, exactly. Exactly. It's really the only thing you can use at this point. WCT perfect fail at resistance. Perfect fail. Mm, PLTS is halted up again. Roof rain therapy. You just purchased the I mean, I don't see, it doesn't show me that you just did that, but that's okay because it will most likely tell you once you get to Discord. Roof Rain, click this link at the bottom of the chat and follow the instructions in the Getting Started channel. Ready? Um, yeah, I need some roof rain therapy, like a nap, uh, that's what Dan was getting the other time. But yeah, so click that link at the bottom of the chat and follow the steps in the Getting Started channel. Alrighty? XPON super weak then. Yeah, no, you haven't. You're not a you haven't done that roof rain. You're still in the wrong membership, so you have to upgrade to the legend or above. So you sign up for the sold out level roof rain. So make sure you upgrade. Otherwise, that link isn't gonna work for you. Doesn't really matter. Damn spy. Uh, uh, for scalping, seriously, Dan. You think I should get out today or keep swinging this trade? You're in at 175, 179. You have NVIDIA 179. JD? Um, what do you guys think in the chat? So JD has NVIDIA 179, and wondering if he should keep that position or keep swinging. Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, I think we have more room to 184, 184.50. Yeah, shares probably virus, right? So 184.50, you have a bit more room to the upside, right? We've actually been to this level quite a few times. So the closer we get to 184, the more I would consider taking the gains. Alrighty. If you look at if you go back all the way to August, like the beginning of August, right? Look at this level, right? August, 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 August. Every time we came back up to this 184-ish level, there was a dipski. Every time, right? 183, 184, right? There was a problem. So, yeah. So that's going to be your next main resistance. NVIDIA had some news. So NVIDIA is investing 100 billion in OpenAI. So NVIDIA is pumping, SPY is pumping. Right? So, yep. NVIDIA is an easy hold though. Easy hold for the people that were buying those dips back in April, right? Easy monies. You're like, oh, resistance? Okay, see you at 200, right? So pretty easy for people that have been holding for a long time. Yeah, I'll wager that $100 million investment will break that resistance. Yeah, right. So pretty easy. Like if you bought in the 100s, the 120s, the 130s, the 140s, 150s, right? Um, Easy monies, easy hold, because you have that room for something to go wrong, you know. But I think JD's been a bit nervous about that 179 entry, anyways. So you really have to think about it now. Like, do you exit or do you stay? Do I stay or do I go? Do. In April, 102, Austin, easy, right? Congratulations. Up 80% in less than a year. 80%. What happened to 10% gains, Austin? What happened? Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Virus, like 179 is not a good entry, right? So you really have to think about it like, okay, I got in at 179. Like, do I want to start making decisions here? Right? Nvidia looks fire though. Like, like this thing looks strong, right? Well, less than 40 cents away from all-time highs for Nvidia. So like the good thing is we're having a conversation and the stock is pumping. So, but still have to think about it though. And that's just dragging SPY up, just dragging. No wonder nothing else is cooking today because these stocks are, just flying, just flying, just flying. The only thing that would have made today better would have been BTC, up 2% as well. 46.86, 45.86. Up 40% A, beautiful, easy. Musty. Yeah, I think we're gonna continue to see stuff like this though, because like as time goes on, the rate of increase for inflation will always improve, right? So then you're like, okay, well, if I leave my money in the bank, I can't keep up. Okay, that's a problem. So what am I saving money for? What are we saving the monies for? Okay. Well, okay, now if I look back the last 100 years, the market's always been up. And we've dealt with COVID, we've dealt with Trump tariffs. The more disasters we have, the market always recovers. Okay, what am I saving money for again? What am I scared for? These companies are getting monies out of nowhere. They're printing monies, blah, 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 right? The more you start to think about stuff like that, the more these stocks are going to continue to cook, right? Just cook and cook and cook. NVIDIA is going for that all time high. Just flying. Just flying. Sheesh. Josh is cooking lately, cooking. Josh, look at that, guys. Nvidia is less than 10 cents away from all-time highs, guys. 10 cents away, all-time highs. Here we go. Well, three, two, and we actually tapped it. We actually tapped all-time highs for Nvidia. Yes. Sheesh. My goodness. My goodness. So we tapped the all-time highs and then we backed off. Shane PLTS, I'll take a look. Are we halted up? Yeah, that thing looks like a beast there. Beasties. Actually, I'm going to delete that screenshot, Shane, and I'll send you a brand new one. But same concept, though. They're catching that wave. Yep. Yeah, PLTS looks good. So this one came off the scanner again. This was another name from Friday. So there is a bit more room to the upside with the supplies on there, but the only thing that isn't hitting all-time highs is BTC, right? That's the what's BTC doing, guys? What are you doing, BTC? Come on now, come on. BTC needs to invest in some NVIDIA algorithms. They need to run BTC on the NVIDIA chain, so so that thing could hit all-time highs. So yeah, $17 resistance here for PLTS. Alrighty, so that supply zone is yeah, look at that, right? That thing just lost $1. Beanie's halted up. Mullen is halted up, guys. Ah, Lord have mercy. So Beanie Mullen has done another split. Obviously, the $9 stock now. This thing was 6 cents on Friday. Now it's $9, right? Because they're scamming people again, right? The 52-week high from last Friday was 1.5 trillion, right? You want to see what it's at now? 228 trillion now. Look at that, guys. Mullen to Beanie. So they've gone from they've gone. You know what the crazy part too though is usually when a stock splits like this, you would expect them to have a float of like maybe 10,000 shares, 100,000 shares, right? These guys are still in the millions. That's how diluted this trash is. Probably musty. Crazy, but yep, it's halted up. Ah, watch this become the greatest short squeeze of all time, guys. From $9 to $100. Yeah. Ah, yep. Craziness. Yeah, PLTS hit that supply zone and slapped low, right? Look at that. So again, the red zones are there for a reason, right? So resistance, drop. NVIDIA hit that double top, guys, right? All-time highs and then red candles. So that level is going to be a bit of a problem. We're still keeping an eye on XPON for potential pushy at some point. XPON. The S&P just super strong, super strong. And then another for BOXL to start looking better again, it's going to need to reclaim the 200 EMA. So reclaim $5.60. Maybe it looks okay. Sasquatchy. Is this Dan's other account? I'm kidding. What's your position in ALLR? Honestly, Musty. No, that was BBIG maybe. Yeah, I don't know how they're doing that, but don't know how they're doing that, but they're doing it. ALLR SAS. Yeah, what's your position in this one? Let me know, and then we'll hop off. So I can go do some one-on-ones. There's clearly a double top on a small time frame. I just want to see what it looks like on the daily. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So $1.90 resistance and then 210. Sasquatch. Yeah, if you're not in a position, I would almost just you're in at 209 week a while ago. You bought the double tops. You bought the resistance. Yeah, so at this point, there's really nothing you can do. But your next resistance is 190. If we break above 190, there's a good chance you're going to see that 209 again. Alrighty. Cat Mom says, can you take a look at KO? Sure. Coca Cola. What's your question for this one? We looked at this one not too long ago, right? And you can see why we put this. Ooh, this would have been a nice potential shorty, right? You can see like that resistance there was a problem at 73, and it's been failing at it's been failing at that level and then coming back down. You do have a bit of a double bottom here for Coke, CO, right? So if you look at back in April 2025 when the market crashed, right? This was the low, 66 cents, $66. You're looking for a good entry? Well, maybe there's a bit of consolidation here, right? So again, when the markets and Trump was spamming tariffs, this was April. The difference was this was the 200 EMA, so this was a perfect entry. Now we're actually testing the same level but below the 200 EMA, so it's a bit more suspicious. But if you're interested, right, if you like it, this could be a good starting point, right, to scale in. So buy, a little bit at a time in case it's a long-term play and it keeps dropping, because if we fail to hold 66, we could easily be dropping to 60, 62, 61, right? So but that's not that big of a difference. So if you're interested, scaling in would be the way to go. XPON is testing the highs of the day, so again, we still like this and it's on the watch list. And yeah, uh, let's see. Okay, sounds good. Perfect. Alrighty, all. We will leave it here for the day, though. By the time we come back tomorrow, SPY is going to be at 670 or 700 at this rate. So Beanie, Beanie is funny, but just be careful. Maybe this thing can actually do something nice. Thank you, Salat. Yeah, it does look at that thing go, guys. Right, I think this is the thing though. Like when a stock like this splits, sometimes it can come with a bit of attention. Just be careful. Like if you diamond hand this thing, you're gonna end up in the bridge. Right, if you diamond hand that thing, you're gonna end up in the bridge. So just make sure that if you play with this, you have a really tight stop loss and you're locking in gains quickly. Wow, virus. Oh, Dan. Wow. Uh, Yup, Raven, from $10 back to 6 cents, and another split. So yeah, watch $10 and then go from there. Watch the $10. What's happening today? I know, right, Dustin? Yeah. No, we just wanted to look before we got off. So yeah, no, SPY looks good. Um, XPON looks good. Right, so this one's definitely it definitely needs a bit more volume to cook, but it looks good though. So that looks nice. The shorts, yeah, they wanted to pop it a little bit and then short it. Google looks good. Yeah. Alrighty, y'all. Again, have a wonderful afternoon. We will continue in Discord, Stock General. No. And yeah. Alrighty. Bye for now, guys. Much love all. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, no, 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 no. Later, virus. See you in Discord. Bye, Dan, aka Nightbot. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Bye, Humble. Back off. Bye for now. ISD. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye, Sass. Take care, everybody. Much love. Brian later. Okay, bye, guys. Doo-doo-doo.